"Ooh, I hate women."
All right, let's get going. Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 517. There is no problem with modern movies. Now, I hope that's a facetious statement. I hope that's not a general rule he's making, because there's all kinds of problems with media in general. It doesn't matter what year you're in. And we could talk about all the modern stuff we've been watching and seeing for the past 10, even 15 years or so. We've had problems with. We're not going to do that, though. We're going to talk about this gentleman who made this video just yesterday. And this is a person called the Ink Tank, or their YouTube channel. And I watched a bit of this. And I think it's very important for us to cover. I know that Gingaman really wanted to cover this. And it's one of those things that speak to us as a critic, or you as a critic. When you like something, you have to ask yourself why. What does it mean to be critical? What does it mean to be blasé in your analysis? What does it mean to use critical analysis? And what does it mean to just simply enjoy a thing for what it's worth? And that's the real understanding of what exactly are you comparing in a one-to-one relationship. What is the movie and what is it supposed to be in this context, rather? So this gentleman will give us his own take on things. It's about 13 and a half minutes. So we are going to stop him a lot, and then we're going to completely derail the video and talk for about 3 hours, because I know this is going to take a long time for me. I don't know about you guys, but I will be here for a while. Just because.
Affenpocken.
Just sure. Because these things take using proper criteria and understanding why is very important before you start your analysis. I've read some of your guys' reviews of video games. You wrote them down. Like, oh, this is the way you do things. This is how you look at things. That's great. So I understand where you're coming from. And that's what I want to get with this video, is understanding this guy. I already have an opinion of his take. I haven't watched the rest of the video, so maybe that might change. But you guys will be like, oh, this is what he's doing. And then you'll get angry, or you'll get frustrated, and you'll get tired. So
I'm gonna be honest. If he just comes up with there's no problems in movies because you should just let people enjoy what they want and that's it, I'm just gonna be like, no, shut the fuck up. I'll let people enjoy what they want, but I'm gonna criticize it anyway.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we do have a history of movie reviews, of critics, of people over the decades telling us why things are good and why things are bad. And all it comes down to is the explanation why. And you can do that. Sometimes you don't even need an argument. You just look at, let's say, New Trek and say, oh, this is not one-to-one. This is not Star Trek. This is something else. And then you use another metric like storytelling and as a whole, and you go, this is not even worthy of 1 hour of my time. So,
well, it's like, example, Mark and Whisp will know about this, but I had the pleasures of sitting through Umbrella Academy with my girlfriend. And that is literally because the third season is coming out next month, and that is literally a show that does nothing for 13 episodes, solves everything with time travel, ends on a cliffhanger to then begin another story about doing nothing and then solving a problem with time travel. And season 3 now it's like first season it's Elliot Page's character will cause the end of the world, so they have to stop it. They fail, and they use time travel to solve the problem. The next season is about Elliot Page ending the world, and they use time travel to stop it. The third season is about the end of the world, but it's not by Elliot Page. But I'm pretty sure they'll use time travel to solve it.
I bet there will be a twist at the end that it turns out it was Ellen Page all along.
Yes, something like that.
Time travel to revert her back to a girl.
To be honest with you, it's just ridiculous. But what I had to laugh about was on Facebook, they advertised it, and I just put a comment, and my comment's at like 150 likes so far, and the next comment that's nearest to me is 2 likes with somebody. So obviously, what I've said, people are agreeing with it. That this show really is just a do nothing show. but it's popular. But I can't.
Amongst whom?
I don't know. Like, my girlfriend really loves it, and I love her to pieces. But by God, does she pick some really terrible shows to watch?
But why does she like? Can she articulate why she likes it?
Because she can switch her brain off to it, and it's just something to watch.
Oh, so it is a bad show.
Yeah, well,
And that
let's
is
put it this
admission
way.
that it is a multi-million-dollar money sink of
Well,
nothing.
Well, let's put it this way: season 2, right? So they're trying to stop the end of the world with like President Kennedy's assassination. So we spend 2 episodes on the civil rights movement with black people, and I'm like, why?
Is this
Okay,
the History Channel, or is this supposed to be some science fiction show?
it's exactly. And then we spend like they do a lot of flashbacks to explain stuff, but none of that really
Oh,
matters
God.
because it's the end of the world. Why do I care whether one character made a cult? That means nothing to the show. Oh well, just it shows you more of his character. His character hasn't changed since season 1. In fact, he's regressed. I know who this character is. He's a drunky druggie. It's like, okay, yeah, but now he's got a cult. Isn't he weird and wacky? It's like, oh my God, no one cares. Get on with the plot.
Have you considered watching SG-1?
I considered just topping myself, to be honest, but no, I just
Just
can't
watch
work.
something good.
That's why they call it.
But it seems to be a common thing where, and like I've noticed a lot of recently, a lot of the main problem with modern movies, TV shows, and everything like that is there is no plot, there is no storyline. It's a lot of nothing, as an absolute nothing.
So it's
And
a bad
then-
soap opera.
And then something happens in the last episode to make a cliffhanger, but then nothing else happens after that. And that's the problem. It's just a lot of nothing with a few biased political message, well, left-wing political messages, and then, oh, by the way, I'm gay, and then nothing again, and that's it. And you're like, right, what's gripping me to this show? What's gripping me to this movie? And it's like nothing. They're all exactly the same. It's like I can go through Netflix and say, as soon as I see a title of something, I know strong female lead character, bumbling male characters, female characters get no comeuppance or anything bad that happens to them. The plot makes no sense. Spend episodes doing nothing, or the entire movie doing nothing. Last 10 minutes, something happens, but it's not explained properly. It's like the same things over and over and over again. It's so boring, honestly.
Yeah, sadly, it's not.
Anyway.
Like,
Hawk, you will love SG-1. You must watch SG-1.
I know SG-1. I used to watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah,
in the
but
90s.
does Miss Hawk know SG-1?
Sci-fi. I can't get her into sci-fi.
She's basically watching sci-fi, just bad.
But let's be honest with you, the only reason she even was interested in anything like The Witcher and stuff was because Henry Cavill was half naked in one episode. So you know where I'm.
But SG-1 has MacGyver.
what a pull! Yeah, the ladies love it.
They even
like-
make MacGyver jokes.
Yeah, but let's put it, if I say, "Oh, SG-1's got MacGyver," and she'll go, "What? That Scottish footballer?" I'm like, "Oh Jesus, no."
Well,
But, anyway.
let's
Also, it's very very grounded sci-fi.
let's start with the video and start putting our thoughts into whatever reaction we're going to have from his ideas. Let me read a donation because it came in while you were talking. Living in Hawk's Walls. Thank you. Let people.
I wouldn't.
No. Let people enjoy things. How about income to your house? Peel off your skin and make a funny hat. I don't know exactly what that sentence means, but I think you want to skin his body. How about that?
I finally moved out of my walls.
I would enjoy that. What? You take issue, just let people enjoy things. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a plot unfolding here.
No, but my thing is, it's like, oh, let people enjoy things. Yeah, that's perfect, fine. I'm still allowed to criticize it. Oh no, you can't criticize what we enjoy. It's like, yeah, I can and I will. I'll just think about people's feelings. First off, I don't, but you know.
Yeah, there's plenty of bad takes, and we've covered quite a few people on this streams over the years that it's like, yeah, this person's opinion probably doesn't have much weight, doesn't have much sense behind it. It's almost purely nonsensical, aside from maybe a few observations that caused them to have this brain aneurysm of whatever fanboy is that just jumped out of their sockets and went, oh, if only Kylo Ren did this. Yeah, but he didn't. That's not what happened in the story.
Yeah,
because the writers were retarded and couldn't write real people.
Have you noticed that most of these opinions and stuff are based around headcanon?
Yes.
And it's just literally they say
Many of
things
them
like,
admitted.
So we have to decapitate it?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Remove the head and all the problems are solved.
Well, finally, something the French can do, right?
Yeah. But it's like...
if you look for
Decapitation?
light-hearted, somewhat retarded fantasy, sci-fi, comedy with barely a plot to watch Warehouse
Saga?
13.
What?
Warehouse
What?
13.
Oh, I tried to watch that. It wasn't for me.
Yeah, but maybe Becca can enjoy it and it doesn't offend you too much.
Oh, I'm not interested in what she enjoys anymore. She likes Harry Potter. We already crossed the bridge. To be honest.
All right. Well, let's get going. See what the gentleman has to say.
If there's one thing I hate more than anything when discussing movies, it's the phrase, despite its flaws. That phrase is always the prefix to a sentence where someone wants to say they like a movie, but are too afraid of being judged for it because the movie isn't up to par with what we now deem as a good film. Nowadays, you can't just say something like, I like Shark Boy and Lava Girl. You have to say, despite the dated...
Who the hell would say that?
Just imagine if someone had been in a horrific car accident, right? And they did say that. I can understand it.
Or so like they fell in a coma and like this was the last movie that they watched, so it kept repeating that event for them.
Yeah,
for 10 years.
Now we're literally looking at the individual and saying, well, if this person is 4, has never seen a movie before, has no idea what sound quality is, and all these other metrics we would use.
Yeah.
But this is amazing. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
Are we
but
sure
hold
it's
on,
not a joke?
Yeah, but okay, right. You can say that for like if someone said, "Oh, I like Shark Girl," and like, I don't. Is it Shark? Well, I don't give a shit what this movie's called. To be honest with you,
Speedy Gonzalez.
Those two, diversity hires. Yeah, that's fine. And if you say despite its flaws, it's like, but look, you're noticing there's problems with it. But you still enjoy the thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like I don't mind someone enjoying something, but also noticing bad things in, like, say, the movie or the game.
Right.
It's when you say, "Oh, I love it," and there's nothing wrong with it. It's like there are things wrong with it.
If you don't if you don't point out the observations that everyone else has seen, you say, even though it's got bad pacing, bad this, bad blah blah blah, I like this one moment because this to me is what the essence, or this is the point of the show, or this is the whole goal, then you need to have that strong point to say this supersedes everything else, even if the other stuff is bad. Like you have to have something like that.
I absolutely love B movies from like the 50s and stuff. Yeah. But I go, yeah, well, there's loads of problems. It's like them, the giant ants and stuff. Love that movie. I think I really do enjoy it, but yeah, all right, it's got loads of problems. It's cheesy and corny, and like the effects don't hold up amazingly well. But I still enjoy the movie.
Yeah,
but I'm not going to say it's an absolute masterpiece. And it did what it did. It's a 1952, 53 movie or something. It's like it did all right.
And this is when we address the critic whether they understand the concept of quality or not. Is as soon as they say quality, they're automatically putting their critical thinking hat on and saying there's more to a film than just the sum of its parts. There's something else going on here, and I can compare it in experience to what other films or other stories have done. And
it's like
using your brain.
No one says, "Oh, I really enjoyed Jaws because of the the animatronic shark they used. It looks so realistic." Everyone looks at it and goes, "It's a bit dodgy."
Right.
And they say we enjoyed it for the suspense, the the characters, the writing, that sort of stuff.
And that's why we can extrapolate I'm talking about Strange New Worlds a lot because it's popular, it's happening right now. And it's like, hey, this is what people wanted. It's definitely not TOS, it's definitely not TNG, but it's getting the formula, it's reinventing it with the same thing that people want to see with better animation, better sound, better music, whatever. Today's standard of production value, probably higher than what you were expecting. So there's lots to enjoy, even if it's not perfect. And you could point out the flaws, and there's some nitpicks you can do. And that's the level of quality we start using our brains. We say, hey, even though the writing's not amazing, it's nowhere near as bad as J.J. Abrams' Trek or some other crap we've seen this year. So,
Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the capacity to understand multiple experiences and categorize them properly. And if you don't want to do that, that's fair, that's fine. But your level of understanding of quality is not even worthy of criticism because you're not understanding the concept of what is on the screen or what is in the book. So when he says, oh, this kid's film is for kids, then you bring your standards to the level of a kid's film. You go, okay, there's hundreds of kids' film over the years. What are you comparing? You cannot compare this to, let's say, the original animated Lord of the Rings. You just can't. You can try.
Yeah.
It's both for kids, but then you start going into the nitty-gritty of animation quality and storytelling, and one's based off a book and one's not, and all the dialogue, the acting. You go crazy with details, and you realize you're either not paying attention or you just don't know any better to do so.
Yeah.
All right. Lean Chugger. Lean Chugger. Interesting. Thank you for the $1. I'm really digging the fact that this man is recording calculator. I mean, I can count the pixels on one hand. Also, does the N-word not understand that people like different movies for different reasons? Also, Wisp, turn up the AC. It's hot in these walls.
I don't have an AC.
In Hawk's house or what?
I don't know.
No, the AC/DC.
Oh, turn up the AC/DC. Oh, there you go.
Oh, we can do that.
Oh, no.
Let's
But
not.
here it's only speed metal.
It's turn up the radio all the time. It's constantly playing. Oh dear. Anyway, let's get to this person's. I guess his rubric. I don't know what he's using here. Let's find out.
CGI, the unimpressionable acting, and a premise that doesn't make any sense, Shark Boy and Lava Girl is still a slightly enjoyable film, but it's nothing to write home about. And am I the only one that's starting to find this kind of annoying? Like, that's not rhetorical. Every day I feel more and more alone in the fact that I just don't care about any of that bunk anymore. And I just want to like something without having a justifiable reason for it. I don't care if the plot makes sense. I don't care if the acting is phenomenal. And I certainly don't care if the CGI is noticeable, or if it's at Infinity War Thanos level detail. So why can't people just enjoy movies anymore?
Because they're incredibly
People
boring.
always had standards, and then there were people who have no taste buds at all. They can literally eat shit and not complain. We call them consumers.
Yeah, I think he just
While
wants...
the others are customers. People with standards are customers.
It sounds like he just wants the Joe Blow sort of response to, like, what do you think? I think it was good. And you're like, okay. Like, that's it. That's all he wants.
And
Well,
what time
they
frame
can-
is he talking about? Is it like what years? I remember there were movie critics since movies.
Well, okay. Let's look at something simple that I know, like beer, for example. Everyone knows lager, wit beer, blonde, white beer. They're all very simple, right? They're all very basic. So you don't use the same criteria you use for Trappist ales or imperial stouts. You just can't. The flavors aren't there. So you can enjoy your watered down beer and appreciate it at that level. There's just not much to talk about. It's refreshing, it's malty, it's bubbly, and there's a slight bitter aftertaste sometimes. That's it. Every lager 5% is like that, essentially. Now there's certain kinds of wit beers that do infusions and they do other flavors, and that might be something special. But other than that, there's nothing really fancy-dancy about watered-down beers or North America. I guess they're called lagers or North American beers or whatever you want to call them.
Lagers, yeah.
And I'm just guessing here, but I bet during Shakespeare's time there were people criticizing stage plays.
Oh God, yeah.
People are criticizing Shakespeare. For God's sake, there's always been critics. I mean, I like people seem to forget like the mid-90s with critics. Like there's some of blockbusters, and you look back at them, you think, God, these are all terrible. And even critics back then were saying, yeah, these are bad, but we liked them because they were just fun movies. My point is, it's like, why can't people enjoy stuff nowadays? It's like because most things are fucking boring, as in
and garbage. It's all writing.
If they don't give a shit about quality, then why do they give a shit about what anybody else has to say about it? Like,
I don't care if it's amazing, and I don't care if the plot makes sense. It's like, well, I do, and I'm going to complain.
Exactly.
If you just want colorful moving pictures on the screen with random noises, you can watch anything. Right. Enjoy it. Be glad you're in this wonderful, I dare say, privileged position where you can be entertained by absolutely everything.
Yeah, so
that is people with standards. You know how hard it is to find something entertaining?
Well, for the style of, I guess that movie's for kids. I have no idea. So if your standard is that low, then that's fine. You don't have to compare it to Shakespeare. You're not supposed to. That'd be silly. And you say, okay, yeah, this is fun for kids. It gets them entertained. Maybe they learn to dance and sing. Whatever the point of that film is, I don't know. And that's...
I don't think the film knows itself.
But why would anybody, any sane, rational person, go, today I'm going to compare Henry V with Shark Boy and Lava Girl? It's like, what? Why? Why would you compare those two? Like, to be or not to be is great compared to Shark Boy and Lava Girl's, I don't know, Let's Get Fishy or something. I don't know. I don't care what they say. But why would you
It reminds me of the some of the arguments we had at video game school when I was looking at what makes a good game fun, because there's all kinds of reasons what makes a certain genre of game fun and features and techniques and things you could do in the game. And it came down to two things. Do you like it for whatever reason? And is it cool? Because it has to have that quality level.
Is it cool?
Is it, yeah, does it attract you in a way that's like, ooh, like the character looks good or the colors look good? There's some sort of selling point. That
it's to feel right.
Yeah, the sound.
Many games genres, they live through a certain feeling as you play the game.
Yeah, like the arcade games feel different just by virtue of having a joystick in that cupboard style 80s, whatever you call those consoles, than it would at home. It just does. Is it a arcade style game? Is that people like that experience? People like going to the arcade to play Mortal Kombat when it came out. They don't like it so much.
Yes.
On the Super Nintendo. It wasn't quite the same.
I remember it was all, the arcades were always full. People were playing Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter.
Yeah, exactly. It's different. It's a different experience. And you would not compare that to nowadays an RPG. You just wouldn't do that. It's silly. So
when you want to play a Settlers game, you expect a lot of workers that you can't control directly, thousands of them, to run across the screen and carry shit from A to B and build shit and all of that. Unlike other strategy games where you give direct orders, which they fucked up in the what is it, Settlers 7 now?
Right.
And they just took everything that makes Settlers out of the game to make something that the game is not. I don't know how to structure that.
It isn't. As we get more diverse in our games or media, the complexity of things requires different genres. So we're not going to say the quick fix of Galaga that takes like 5-10 minutes to play, where there's not much to talk about, there's not much to evaluate. It's just fun, whatever. I'm going to go off and go to work now, or I'm going to go off and go home now, as opposed to a game or movie which takes effort to pay attention. You have to actually think about things. You have to feel things. You have to pay attention and listen. I think he's making that argument right now. He's saying, well, it's just for kids. You have to think about it. It's like, you're right, but there are other films that aren't just for kids. There are other films that aren't just explosions and and colors and
Cool.
sound.
Aren't there films for kids that make a little bit?
My point is this, and it's also like a conversation I had with my girlfriend about Harry Potter. Actually, I know it always comes back to this, but it was quite a good conversation. When it comes to things for kids, it's fine. I can always say, yeah, that's for kids. But if you try and bring it into the adult world, then I'm going to criticize it like it's a piece of adult fiction. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's all right saying, oh, this film's for kids. But if you're an adult saying, oh, yeah, I really enjoyed it, I really liked it, and, it's really good, it's a bit like, well, I'm now going to criticize it as if it was made for adults.
The issue is that even kids, many kids realize when they see crap. Because they notice, oh, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but what
I mean doesn't make sense. This character just acts weird. Why?
Yeah, but Wes, what my point is you can't use the "it's for kids" defense while also trying to, say this media is good as adult, things made for adults.
It's technically it's an irrelevant point. It's only it's for kids. It's just a descriptor of that's the target audience. That itself says nothing about the quality or whether anything should be excused as bad. Because especially if something is made for kids, it should have even more care taken into it.
I would say,
Batman. Anyone?
Well, the person who creates the kids shows. I remember a documentary about a man who made certain kids' books. Like what goes into making a book for children? How much effort he has to put into it. He would get bored of saying the same stuff over and over again. So he had to think, how do I make this interesting to me while I'm making this for kids? I can't just keep doing the same jokes. I can't use the same colors. I have to invent characters. I have to do something new. And that goes with everything in life. If you just have steak all day, every day for years and years and years, you're going to grow bored. No matter how juicy it is and how excellent your grilling method is and seasoning, you're going to get bored. And your brain's going to start going tick, tick, tick and going, try this differently. Do this maybe like that. And that's natural. So when he's saying, why can't you just enjoy a steak? It's because we've been enjoying steak or we've been enjoying films for as long as our lives. And there's something wrong with simple saccharine tastes that go and come very quickly.
Yeah, that means we know when a steak is good and when you did something wrong with it.
Very quickly, yeah, because we've done it so many times. We've had it so many times.
Yeah, and for a good example of a movie for kids, if you haven't watched it yet, check out Kubo and the Two Strings. It is a wonderful watch for adults as well, because it's mostly serious. The story is relatively straightforward. It's not too complicated, so young kids can follow. But it also has pretty tough consequences. It has scary scenes in it. And the whole dynamic between the characters is just beautiful. There's subtle jokes in there that kids won't get, but when you're older, you think, oh, that was really smart. It's great.
All right,
that's how you do it right, and that's what sets the bar.
Let's get some donations going, and then we'll get back to the video. The Copper Owl, hey man, how's it going? $1.11, thank you. Lucky me got the Duel on Naboo Lego set for $10 at a yard sale. Cool. Ended up being two of the same set in this box, a $40 value, but there was no instruction manual, so it's nothing but spare parts to me. Buying stuff at a flea market or at a garage sale is fantastic. It's always cheap, and you find some really
he works for Lego. Why would he go to the flea market for Lego?
I don't know. Oh, boy.
Cheaper.
Yeah, guys, learn to use yard sales on Kijiji or other websites that you could sell stuff. Clean out your house, clean out your apartment, and make a few bucks. There's something.
I gotta do that too.
Yeah,
and buy new crap.
Exactly. That's how the cycle.
Then the cycle repeats.
Yeah, it's the Ferengi whatever. Great River.
The rules of acquisition.
I can't. Well, no.
Yeah, but the thing is, you always find great stuff at what we call in the UK car boot sales. It's
Car boot.
yeah, because usually you drive up there and it's out of your boot, which is what do you call it in America?
We still call it flea
Trunk?
market.
Flea
Is it a
market.
trunk?
Yep.
Is that the back? Yeah. Well, we have flea markets, but they're on stalls. But actual, market stalls and everything. While car boot sales are like on fold-out tables. It's like very
Yeah,
just
in parking lots.
Yeah, no, you just pull up into like a field next to somewhere, and
No, I'm just saying we have them parking lots over here.
Yeah,
All right.
but you find loads of stuff hidden away. Some people buy
So how have you guys been enjoying this fantastic take?
We haven't got
let
into
me
it
just
much.
Heard
talk.
much from him so far, so
Yeah.
not.
Oh, you'll see.
All right.
It's
We'll
random.
all see.
All right.
Oh, please don't, not that line.
Here we go. Living in Smud's walls. Okay, thank you. This man seems to have a very childish idea of entertainment enjoyment. He seems to think that all there is to a piece of entertainment is either you like it or not. I enjoy Manos, The Hands of Fate, even if it's horrendously awful film. Grow up, guy.
I'd say childish is a bit too strong. I would at least say basic.
Yeah, I think so too.
A bit too basic.
Okay.
He doesn't see the full picture.
Yeah. Well, or he doesn't want to.
This line just sounds copied from the bad video essayists.
All right. So we're a minute in.
Yeah, just this right here is such a generic sounding line. Why can't we just enjoy movies anymore? It's like
Why can't we just enjoy
Do
life?
I have to
more?
have your opinion, you fucking fascist?
Let's not go too far, especially just with just a minute in.
Why don't we go straight
Yeah.
to this? What?
All right.
It's out of the way. We can
Okay,
move on.
Let's continue, yes.
People seem so afraid to openly admit that they like something because all of its objective flaws that film and YouTube critics have branded into your minds to look out for when watching something.
I'm not
and that's
afraid.
ruined the
Oh,
I'm not
really
really like
afraid.
Kung Pao.
right, hold on. Can we just put it out there? You can't be. Why is it always that if you just happen to have an opinion similar to a YouTube critic, you've been brainwashed by that person? Why is that? Why is it always the fit? It's like
Because you're not aligning with my viewpoint, okay?
Bear in
Like
mind,
projection that happened to him because he has no thoughts of his own.
hold on, Wes.
And then he realized, oh, I just copied the opinions of someone else. What are my own opinions? Oh my god, I have none. Oh no, what am I? Am I just an NPC? Oh no, and then his system resets.
Well,
Yeah, the best part about it is like these sort of people are like, God, you're just brainwashed. Anyway, I'm just putting my mask on to go down to the Black Lives Matter rally to support, the most popular president in the
Support
entire
Ukraine,
history.
yes.
Yeah.
You don't
And you're
have
like-
my
you're like,
opinion. That means you're clearly brainwashed by these other people. You need to adopt my opinion and be brainwashed by me.
I mean, here's an example. Shadow the Hedgehog is one of the worst Sonic games ever made, but I am not afraid of saying that I like it. I will happily say that it's a guilty pleasure for me.
I like Sonic
Yeah,
06,
guilty
like,
pleasures are a
it's so
thing.
bad.
Yeah,
well, it's really
that's literally the whole.
Pleasures
That's
are
literally
completely fine to have.
that is literally the whole point of the term guilty pleasure. It's like, yeah, I know it's bad, but I like it.
in order
That's
to
why I keep saying watch Kroll.
well, in order to say something good about something, you have to understand what makes it good and also what could make it bad. So that means you have a level or a standard you adhere to, whether it's based off genre or character or setting or whatever your experience is. So when you say something is bad, there's lots of bad takes where people say this sucks, and it's like, well, why is it bad? I remember that whole the fiasco with the Act Man and Quantum TV last week or two.
Yeah.
So Quantum TV said Elden Ring has bad graphics. It's too stressful. All these other bad opinions, which is like it's gorgeous. It sounds amazing. It's incredibly replayable. And yes, it's stressful, but that's the nature of the game. It's supposed to be stressful, so you should know what you're getting into. And he bought it without even knowing this. And that's why everyone laughed at him, because like, dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. And then he made even dumber takes where he says all games have to be unstressful and to make you, I don't know, feel good or empowered.
The basic point he put is like, if it's not made for everyone, it shouldn't be made. I'm just like, that's like 99% of the gaming industry.
Well, that's not
as of today.
That's not gaming. That's anything. That's making anything.
No, I mean, this is about gaming specifically. I'm not saying it's like this is 95% of the gaming industry. Nothing is for everyone.
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of the point of this whole of all of the categorizations that's the whole point the whole point of genres, subgenres, different kinds of gameplay, all these different niches, mainstream, whatever. There's something for everyone, but no single thing can or should be for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
In a literal sense.
You could eliminate entire genres because they're like horror is meant to make you freak out. So that would be very high stress. So eliminate those. Like you'd be doing all kinds of dumb things.
I wonder how they would like dumb down the thing for everyone. How would that be happening?
Yeah, you mentioned horror. Something like Resident Evil, I know for a fact isn't for everyone, but it still has a big enough base for it to survive.
Movie or the game?
Both.
No, the games. The Resident Evil games
people who want
still have their own.
can't play them.
Yeah,
Guys.
the
There has
Resident
been a
Evil
game
games
made
absolutely
for
are not for everyone. I can say that for a fact.
Gay marriage? What did you say, Hawk?
No, there has been a game made for everyone. It's called Candy
Red Dead?
Crush.
Yes.
No, I hate it.
That's when gaming died.
If I may
Red
interrupt
Dead.
for a moment, Smud, I think I do have someone we can bring on from one of my.
We already have 6 people on. We don't care
Really?
about anyone else. Yes. Fuck off with that guy.
We're
Okay.
going to
We
be
need to
here
keep
all
the
day.
diabolical
Seriously,
number.
like 6 people is too much already.
There's
Well,
6
I tried.
people and Whisp as well. There are way too many. It's just we're going to be here for 12 hours.
Wisp
had a-
makes up
we had-
like
I mean,
5
we've
people
had as much as
at
9.
most. And I make
There
up
is
0.
many.
Okay.
I have the Flammenwerfer.
Okay. All right. Anyway, we got one more donation and we'll get on with the video. The Copperell, again, thank you, sir. On topic with kids' books, I'm editing my book at the moment and I wonder if I should remove the F-bombs in case a kid reads it. Maybe have the phrase, pardon my French, that's fine, taken literally so the word French replaces the F word, yes. The book is mid-teens and up. You know what? It's always a good idea to clean up your language, no matter what age group you're writing for. And usually, getting rid of swear words is a good idea. So
Yes. Oh my god! Like I've been watching the Cowboy Bebop live action, and that's where I noticed how much swear words lose their power when you have it in every single sentence. Like the Faye Valentine version in there. Like every single sentence has a swear word in it. Like she calls Spike and Jet dickwads, assholes, bitches. Can you just shut up?
You know what I enjoy. You know what I
What does
like
that
or laugh
character have
about.
to do with Faye Valentine?
The thing that I always
She's
laugh
Mexican
about,
now, so.
The thing that I laugh about swear words is they always use like dickwad, asshole, and all that. No one ever uses cunt. It's such a good word. Cunt.
Because that's
Mhm.
British.
Like, yeah, but it's such a good swear word.
Of
It's
course,
just-
but can you name like a modern British character like in modern cinema?
I can't name any modern character really because they're all cunts.
Yes,
See, look, exactly.
but they are not self-aware, so they are not saying that word.
Unfortunately.
It's like the word fuck. It's like, okay. It's like, oh, it's swear words. It's like, it's not really. Most people use it in everyday language. Shit, how everyone uses it.
Or how
know,
about
it's like-
fuck with?
That's not. Oh, no.
I've heard
No.
the British use that a lot. So.
No, we don't.
I've heard Shiny use that all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but. Oh, well, okay. Shiny uses
It's probably
it.
like a
That's all-
Yorkshire accent.
Yeah, it's Yorkshire. But no, it's like over here, it's like the swear words get used so much. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's almost become common. Like even on morning TV, sometimes they don't even block it out. I've noticed, which is interesting.
I like how people will censor fuck but go fuck like that, and you're like, you still know exactly what word you're saying. It's like, oh shit,
Really? I don't know. It could be faggot.
We're not dumb.
It's like, oh my
All right,
god.
okay.
When-
I've heard that like Shrek was like censored for the Nickelodeon
Yeah.
Like every damn and ass words have been replaced by something like donkey, or they just like complete silence.
Well,
It's so weird.
Mark, they had to do it because when Shrek and Fiona got together, and Fiona said, "Man, Shrek, you've got a penis the size of a knickers," and you had to cut it out.
No.
You know.
Anyway.
What?
Anyway,
Daggers?
we're getting off topic. That was just a super chat, so we're gonna keep on going.
We only went ahead 10 seconds.
That was just one super chat.
All right, let's get going.
The idea of enjoying something just for the sake of enjoying something. It's always the writer should have done this instead of that. The director didn't understand this scene when they should have shot it like that. I can't see the frickin' pores on She-Hulk's skin, so therefore the CGI is...
No one said that. That's a lie. No one has said I can't see the.
That is disingenuous.
No, it looks like a video game character.
Yeah.
Because it is.
This movie's problem is, as always, the writing.
Yeah, no one goes, "Oh, I can't see the pause and something." Who the fuck's looking at pause? No one's that nitpicky. I didn't go, "Oh, you know something, Jurassic Park would have been great," but unfortunately, I couldn't see the dinosaur's fucking arse. You know, it's not realistic.
If anything, when the writing is bad and the CGI is bad, then that's just an additional mention of, yeah, that you really didn't care to make a good movie.
Nah, really, I think.
Well, it's like when you compare it to Hulk, who is more detailed. It's like how do you fuck that up? Like
They've had that model for like a decade at this point.
Yeah, they just wheel it out, like, you know.
With Bruce, they have no excuse. That's obvious.
Okay.
I mean, Thanos was a thing. I mean, come on.
I mean, well, in Guardians of the Galaxy, he didn't look entirely, you know, he was still a little bit off even then.
He was in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Like halfway into the movie talking to Ronan,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because they couldn't resist just making a reference when we're all going to see him in that, and we're all going to see him later anyway.
Look, I need to consume, alright? I needed it.
Shush.
All
I
right.
need to stand up and clap.
You're part of the problem.
All right, let's continue. Here's Porcelainus. Porcelainus the fourth. Thing about the Bebop casting, they casted Jet to be a black guy and made his character an absinthe father. Absent father.
Yes, like Jet is now an absent deadbeat father figure who is black.
Yeah, they made
and like he got cucked out from his marriage by his partner.
They made
it makes you wonder who the racists are.
Not the partner, but like he was actually like betraying him, and then like the other cop like married the wife. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Right, they made an Asian man have his defining characteristic be his martial arts, and Faye, the Latina lesbo, a criminal and in an abusive relationship. Oh boy, fun times. Huh?
Gay?
Well,
like, the biggest insult in that adaptation is that like the ending is pretty much that Spike fucks up, Julia takes over the syndicate because Vicious is just like he's next to a furnace, so like he's just a prisoner and like figure that like, oh well, you exist, so it means that I can take over as your wife because like nobody needs to see you because you're an elder. And then Spike just like goes back to Jet. Jet like says like, you need to fuck up because I no longer want to be with you because of you, like they kidnapped my daughter. Okay. And then Faye shows up and tells Jet like, well, I know that a lot of hard things have happened to you, but at least I know that I can find my past now. You know, like it's like what the fuck? Like all those things have happened to Jet, as like all these horrible things. And just Faye shows up out of nowhere and says like, well, you know, like all these bad things, but at least like it's gonna be good for me. Like, holy hell! Like,
did you hear the latest thing about the Cowboy Bebop? Netflix adaptation, which made me laugh.
Which one? Yeah.
The fact that they never intended to have a season 2.
They never intended to have a season 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was only meant to be one season.
What?
It doesn't make any sense because it's so open ended.
Yeah,
they knew it was gonna suck.
The actor moved to, was it Australia or Singapore, wherever they shot it? Like he moved his whole family down. He bought a house, and then they had to stop that plan.
I thought that was a separate thing.
Well, I looked in. I'm like, are they going down the same route as what they try to do with Watchmen? Because Watchmen, they said it was only one season.
Yeah, I
Stuck
remember
by
that.
Well, yeah, and now they're talking about season 2 of it. Now that enough time's passed, and I'm like, it's not the fact that you want to be one season; it's the fact that your egos won't accept that you failed so badly. So it's like with that Naomi as well. It got cancelled, but the CW saying, "Oh no, it was only intended for one season." It's like,
Of
okay,
course.
Really?
And then, of course, they always say afterwards that it wasn't meant to be good.
yeah. I
We
can't
just
wait.
wasted
For the
several
audience, not the
$million
critic.
in making it
There was
per
a-
episode, but it wasn't meant to be good.
There was that statement
Well-
by Netflix last week about how if you don't like working here, like we don't care. It's like, go get another job.
Well, it's like the new Halo show. They've said it's only going to be one season now because it was only ever intended to be one season.
No, they're going to make.
And you're like,
they're going to make a second one. There's no question.
oh yeah, oh no, but they're saying because of the bad reaction to the ending, because they kill off Master Chief.
They killed John Halo?
Yeah, they kill him off. Yeah, they kill him
From
off.
Halo.
So yeah, they kill him off so that Cortana can control his decomposing corpse.
What?
I hate this show.
That's
I haven't
literally
even watched
that's literally what's happening. It's because Cortana can control his body.
Wow.
The
Okay.
real Master Chief.
Oh, Cortana then becomes Master Chief.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's replaced by the strong woman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
strong woman. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Paramount.
Okay.
Not even the 343 Halo games were that stupid.
Oh, fuck.
But this is what I mean, and they're now saying, I read an article, it's like, oh well, it's only intended to be like one season, and obviously it's not canon, so you don't have to watch it and everything like that. And it's like, well, no one's watching it. Everyone's like
No
backed
one
out.
was watching it anyway.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, let's get.
The minute that Master Chief had sex with someone from the Covenant, it was like, okay, this is just ridiculous now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get back to the video, folks.
What's like this? He's got to be lying. This is too stupid. I'm like, nope.
Here we go.
CGI is absolute ass and is comparable to a PS2 game. People really do be leaping that far to insult something if it isn't irrefutably perfect.
That's not leaping
And
too
even if
far,
It was,
come
there's always
on.
something else to complain about too. But Kuro, lowering your standards like this allows studios not to try as hard.
You disingenuous bastard. It's not about it's not totally perfect. It's about it's so fucking shit that it hurts. I don't know where your standards are, where your bar is. Maybe we have to dig it up or something.
Sometimes it's the
But
opposite.
we're not complaining about a lack of total perfection.
Yeah. Sometimes
What
it's
the
the
fuck?
opposite.
That's a straw man.
Like with Star Trek or the past 5 shows of Star Trek on Netflix or wherever. Paramount Plus, wherever it's on. The quality is high. Everything, the production value is high for all of them, but the storytelling is not. And you're like, why is there an imbalance? How did this? Who's the quality control guy? Like, what's happening here? And that's where the fans are pissed off. Not that it looks good. It does look good. If it looked bad or looked subpar but had a better story, I don't think there'd be that many people complaining.
This guy probably likes Highlander 5.
I hope not.
The thing is, it's like everyone has like a lot of the. Honestly, it really is getting to the point where I'm like, mate, you know the reason why people are complaining. Stop lying.
He even specified he's still not getting it. It's like, what?
Well,
It's like, oh, they complain about these minute things. It's like, no, we're actually complaining about the story. Like, oh, and some people put like, oh, you don't know until you watch it. It's like, I managed, and Mark will attest this, I managed to predict exactly how 3 Marvel Netflix shows would turn out, and I never watched a single episode.
Yes, like I loved it because like you
Oh,
kept
wow.
like telling it on Twitter, and people attacked you for that, and then when the series like turned into a piece of shit.
Yeah, I said, Falcon and Winter Soldier would turn into shit. Oh no, you don't know what you're on about. Even Critical Drinker was like, I don't know, we're only 2 episodes in. I went, it's gonna be crap. No one listened to me. Turned out to be crap. Then I said Loki would be crap. And then I went
Oh, you mean
WandaVision.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, of course he was wrong. He's Scottish. Like how could he
Yeah,
know?
And it was like
inferior race.
I knew straight up. I knew exactly how it was going to go and what they were going to do. And I never even watched a single episode. I just watched the trailers and went, "This. I think this is what's going to happen." Lo and behold, I was correct. People are now starting to realise that. They've looked at She-Hulk and they've gone, "This is what's going to happen," and they're probably going to be right. It's like everyone knew, like Moon Knight, there'd be a bait and switch. Everyone knew of like Doctor Strange to be a bait and switch the minute they said, "Oh, Wanda's going to be in it." We all knew Wanda was going to become the main character of it, and lo and behold, it pretty much is just Wanda the movie. And it's like, it's so blatantly. The only difference now with She-Hulk is I don't think they're hiding the fact that she's going to be a perfect, absolutely amazing character with no flaws or anything like that. They can't do a bait and switch because it's about a woman. So, do you know what I mean? So I think they're just going to...
I'm a woman!
She-Hulk started as a joke. Like,
yeah.
There was no... it wasn't supposed to be serious. She-Hulk was just doing fun things.
No offense, no matter how good a woman's ass looks, if you're 7 foot tall and green, you're not successful in any. No, I'm sorry.
I thought it was the Green Giant for a second.
Yeah, also, the MCU already has a green woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gamora?
What?
Okay.
Yeah, Gamora.
Oh,
But she
yeah.
doesn't have her memories anymore.
Okay. Let's
She's not
continue.
even. She's
I
not.
thought she
Even,
died.
Gamora's not even there in the Thor trailer,
Let's continue.
which is a whole other can of worms.
Here we go. Porcelinus the Fourth.
Oh.
Thank you for the donation. I want to challenge this man. I want to make a movie starring Leo Convoy as Rape Man, the superhero that enforces the law in a world where missionary sex between two married consenting adults has been made illegal. Let's see him use this standard for that. Interesting. There is actually a Rape Man manga. Not about that topic.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
You
Somehow.
talked about it before, didn't you?
Yeah.
I saw the OVAs. It's one of the best things
they
ever.
made an anime. Really? I thought.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
there's only 2 episodes of it, but oh god, it's so hilarious.
The thing is I'm sure a lot of people on the left would be perfectly fine with a Rape Man as long as it was targeted towards children. So.
Oh fuck, I gotta watch that with Bears tonight. It's gonna be so good.
I don't think I can stay up that long.
Yeah, no, don't bother. Okay, one more. Kyogres. I can never pronounce his name. Kyogres. I do have to agree with him on one thing. People need to stop saying the modern crap looks like PS2 games as an insult when most PS2 games looked way better than current Hollywood CGI.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're right.
Okami came out on the PS2.
Yeah,
Definitely.
PS2
And it only got better from there.
Yeah, definitely not Metal Gear Solid 1 graphics, but definitely not PS5 graphics. So, or PS5.
No, it's like what was it once? Somebody did a time travel.
The amount of effort they put into Okami was such to a point where the HD re-release actually, outputs at native 4K downsampled to 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
They made it that they put in that much effort into it, and still was too much.
Well, I was going to say, I remember watching. I can't remember what it was, but something that had time travel in it, and I literally went, "Oh my god!" Like even the Time Splitters Future Perfect on the PS2 had a better time travel plot than this. And I thought, wow, something over 20 years old had done it better, and also looked better. Do you know what I mean? And that's when I'll agree. Don't diss the PS2 just because it's old. You know, there's some real good, clever things. It's like, be ashamed that in 2022, most things can't match up to old stuff.
Yep.
I
Wasn't
remember
Final
Star Wars
Fantasy X
Battlefront
still on the
too.
PS2?
What?
Or was that on the 3 already? I thought it was on the 2.
I think it's on the 2. Yeah,
What was that?
Final Fantasy X.
on the 2.
Final Fantasy X was, yes. And at the beginning as
Kingdom
well.
Hearts?
All I
We
know
don't
is
talk about that.
All I know is I'm
We don't talk about what?
with the future we got. I had high hopes, but the future's crap.
Okay, let's continue.
Always was.
We're 3 years past Blade Runner when Blade Runner's set. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's how badly we've done as a species.
Yep.
Okay, let's continue.
or care about their audience, because then they'll believe people will watch anything, and then the entertainment industry will become nothing but soulless writing and infinite cameos. And it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
right.
where we are.
Oh my god.
We are that is literally what's happening in front of our eyes.
That is what we are criticizing. It's not that the media industry will become that. No, that's what it is.
It's already happened. It has already happened. We are living it.
Filters, so like I can relate to this person again.
Yeah.
So, it's been
So
here for so long
we
now.
could mention Star Trek, as I like to mention, just because it's on now. Picard was filled with so many cameos for no reason, and they just
So many member berries.
so many things that didn't need to be there for any plot reasons. You just sat there like, why did they reinvent lore? Why did they retcon stuff? Why are they bringing characters back? Why are they reinventing characters? Just silly, nonsensical crap that drive fans nuts, and it makes all those frothing. What are those fanboys that just love it? Whatever you give them, doesn't matter. It's like, oh my god, it's Data. Oh, it's amazing. He's back, and you don't care what happens to him or why he's there. Or there's another.
I think we call them retards.
Yeah, there's another Dr. Noonien Singh or whatever. There's like 5 of them now, and you're like, holy Jesus.
Well, it's like in the first season of Picard when everyone started going crazy because the Enterprise D was in one quick shot, and I'm like, okay.
You know, the way this would
E?
they would make actual money would be try to appease the fans that have actual standards, because those idiots that just take everything, you will still have them. But if all you do is just spend millions upon millions to appease the people who will eat literal crap, but you don't get the actual the fans who like quality, well, yeah, then you get the people with crap, but then you will also get the ire from the actual fans who have standards.
Yeah, it's like we've seen this with.
That's why Get Woke Go Broke is a thing.
Yeah, we've seen.
You could have just solved this, prevented all of this with one simple trick: a good script.
We've seen this with so many industries over the years as people try to compete with each other, with food, with furniture, with whatever, cars. It's like, oh, we're trying to topple that guy by selling you a lower cost item at lower the quality. And then you realize, oh, that's why it costs less, because it takes more effort to make it worthwhile, and you're not getting the right flavor, you're not getting the right size or the right features that you want. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes there's a genius out there. He's in it for the craft, and he wants to get known, so he has a lower price. But in most cases, it's like, no, this is what it costs. We can do it half price or whatever, and half the time. And
it's like, what did we say? Cheap and fast, but it won't be good. Good and fast, but it won't be cheap.
Yeah, those triangles.
Right.
Yeah, those
you
triangles.
can only have 2 of the 3 at a time.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's kind of a universal rule for everything, as far as making stuff goes. So, not sure what he expects or what he wants. But if he just wants to turn his brain off, go for it, dude. No problem. Go for it. I don't care.
No,
I just realized this guy has a ponytail on the back of his head.
Oh,
You just noticed.
He's also got fingerless gloves. Automatically, I'm like, oh, fingerless gloves. What are we back in the 1980s?
Yeah, maybe he's like Razor Fist. He's trying to show off. But this is called a tie back. It's called the haircut's called a tie back undercut. I don't know if that's important to you, but I know if.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
What is he wearing, by the way? Like, what anime is that?
It
doesn't matter.
I think it's sideways font. I don't know.
Is
No, it's just fun.
it
I'm just glad that Smuds told me. Was it tied back? Was it
Undercut.
tied back under?
Wet
Fade,
back
right? Under fade. So another thing into my incredibly gay list. Right. Okay.
Okay.
No, he's not gay.
Bisexual.
All right.
It's popular among soy boys.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
no. For one, a movie is just a movie. I want it to be entertaining.
Okay. So
What does that mean?
that irks me just because I've said this many times
A movie is just a movie?
on this channel. A game is never just a game. A fan of a thing will take it and say, this is more than the sum of its parts. We look at games we admire. We all have that 1 or 2 or maybe 10 games. We go, this really moved me emotionally or intellectually, or maybe think of life differently. This is how important these games are to us. that it's not just a bunch of pixels on the screen. There's something meaningful there that took effort. And you know that because you understand how talented these people are and how much heart they put into it. And that's, for me, Chrono Trigger and Planescape Torment and all the Obsidian games that has Chris Avellone in them doing the writing, or like Alpha Protocol, the gameplay. Like all these little elements, it's something special about that.
I think that's something that may be going on. This is a complete guess on my part. When you got all these streaming services where you have your monthly subscription and you can watch anything, you do not see the monetary value in the things that you watch. It's similar to just downloading everything. You have no additional prices.
I see it.
When while there are times when I sailed the high seas, I also, at the same time, went to the cinema because I like the big screen. I like the atmosphere in the cinema. And going to the cinema to watch a movie means I pay a fee. I buy a ticket. If I then watch the movie and it's crap, I feel like, well, that ticket was too high, that the price was too high. If the movie is amazing, I won't complain even if the ticket costs $5 more than usual. If the movie is actually that good, that gives me a direct connection to how much did I spend, to how well was I entertained, how good was the quality, the things that I care about in regards to quality. And when you just consume instead of being a customer, well, I guess the quality doesn't matter.
I think
he just wants flickering screens.
I think he is seeing this as like a schedule in his day. He wakes up, he eats, he goes to work, he exercises, he watches a movie, and he goes to sleep. Right? So he's like, well,
I don't think that's...
This is my entertainment time. I watched a movie, it was good or bad, and then I went to bed. I didn't care. Like, he's not thinking about it. He's just saying, this is my allocated time. This is
but then he's not watching movies. He's there are different. Do you have different words for watching in English?
He's skimming through them.
Yeah, that's also not right. Like we have, so in German we can watch a movie. We sehen, just see the movie, or we have another word that is glotzen. It's similar to staring, but it is like the brain dead, wide-eyed, open mouth.
Your eyes are just the glossed over lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the with your spit drooping off the side of your mouth, that kind of thing. That is glotzen.
I know, I don't like glocks. Like, it jammed on me 6 times when I was shooting it.
And that is why while you'd call the TV the telly in English, we have a derogatory term for the TV, which is glotze, which comes from the word glotzen, which means is this soulless dead brain stare at the screen, because the TV makes you dumb. And when you are just glotzen a movie,
entertaining. Sue me. And secondly, not
this
every
guy happens.
movie is like that. There's still countless solid films being made.
I don't know
to
who
this
played
day with
who hit the play button.
directing and musical score, fresh humor, compelling plots, and captivating performances by the actresses and actors. Today, we've never had such a broad range of diverse content, and the availability for something new
it's all
is at
shit.
every turn. And if you don't believe that, I don't know what to say other than you're just not looking for it. It's there. But even so,
we are looking for it, and that's exactly the reason why we are criticizing it.
So his argument is there's something good out there for someone because there's so much of it? Is that his argument?
No. He just says he disregards quality. He thinks it's all about genre.
And because the genre is being facilitated, therefore you'll enjoy it if it's
because there's every genre is out there. There must be something that you like.
Interesting.
But
so
our problems are not about diversity of genre or content. It's about quality.
Yeah, this is like looking at the concept of manga with Japan, because manga has literally something for everyone, and there are grades of quality for each genre. And it's as if the West or streaming services or whatever you want to call movies these days are just like, hey, let's do everything for everyone, and realizing you actually have to get experts in those areas to make stuff for those genres. You can't just get the guy who knows another guy who may write a bad flick, like Goldsman or Goldsmith from Picard. I can't Akiva Goldsman. Like he's what did he do? He did the not the Mummy. It was some series of really bad films, and now he's writing Picard. And you're like, oh, okay, that doesn't work. Like you don't have the chops to do it. I'm sorry, for whatever reason. You need to get experts in the field. You cannot just buy every license and try every hand at every genre. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And just because the argument is, well, there's so much content, it doesn't mean it's good. So,
yeah, exactly.
all right. So his argument is pretty sad, but fair.
So movies aren't all about that either. Like I said, movies are first and foremost meant to be entertaining. Sometimes I genuinely do just want to turn my brain off and enjoy the ride of a silly adventure. But why does that always have to be framed like it's a bad thing?
Yes,
like
that was
that. Who said that?
Yeah. No one is criticizing a person who enjoys Transformers because we know what it is. No one's criticizing kids' films like My Little Pony because we know what they are. We're not going, oh, these are just dumb kids' films. Like, no, they're not. They're for kids. They're fun. They're fun for... If the kids, as a whole, want to watch the thing and they ask their parents and the parents take them out to the cinema and they all have a great time, good. Successful movie. You know, it's a good genre, good content, and if the parents actually get why the kids like it, then it's a good idea. So same with Transformers, same with all these other simple stories. If it works,
is, we are not complaining that you just want to turn off your brain and stare at the screen, at the flickering screen. You have a problem with us calling the crap that you watch crap because you don't want to admit that you're watching crap.
Maybe I don't know, because we could look at Episode 9 of Star Wars and say, we know this is a joke. It's nowhere near the quality we were expecting. But if you say, okay, well, I'm not going to take this seriously, then of course you're going to have a great time. It's all kinds of action and crazy shit happening and light speed shit. And it's like, yeah, this is fine. But it comes from a pedigree that we know better. It comes from multiple films that we know better of. So
the thing is, it's almost like they're saying, how dare you not switch off your brain? It's like, well, I'm really sorry, but I don't want to be brain dead for 90 minutes of my life.
Right.
But you know,
but that comes from the expectation argument then, because you're assuming that this is going to be Star Wars or Star Trek or something that you originally watched 10 years ago and said, yeah, this is what I want, and then you get there, like, oh my God, this is not anything I wanted. You're not doing anything new. You're not accentuating the things I wanted or changing the things in a new light. You're just doing other things that is not Star Wars or Star Trek.
You know, I have not watched anything to do with Star Wars since The Last Jedi. I have not watched anything to do with Star Trek since Star Trek Beyond. Right? I was even not really wanting to do that, but I got invited to the cinema to see it, so I'm not going to turn down a free cinema trip, am I? But it's a bit like, oh, these are good, and I'm like, no, I didn't enjoy anything. I didn't enjoy any minute of that. And people are going like, oh, why don't you watch the new ones? It's like, because I don't want to, because they're boring. It's like, oh, just switch your brain off. No, I don't want to. I shouldn't
have a movie for my brain instead. You wanting to turn me into a brain dead zombie who got brains.
Yeah, but it's like that. Oh, I'm sorry that I just don't want to be retarded for 90 minutes. Just so that something may be slightly enjoyable.
Yeah,
I mean, you can get that from smoking weed.
Yeah, I would argue that even stories that are supposed to be experiences that are supposed to be sensationalistic, and we can talk from everything from for kids films to adult films. If you put in a meaningful plot, if you give a character a reason to be there, you're going to want to pay attention a bit more, whether or not you like the character or the story. You're going to be like, oh, I want to know what's going to happen next, because he wants a thing, and there's conflict and there's boundaries in the way of getting that thing. So if you just have that in your, I don't know, My Little Pony or your porno or whatever you're making, you're going to make your audience go, oh.
What?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Regardless of genre.
I watch porn for the plot.
No, you don't.
Well-
But if there was one, you'd be more interested in it.
Yeah.
Yep, and Japanese hentai is proof of that.
I would have to think about that.
There is hentai with such good plot that the sex scenes are kind of in the way, and you want to know how it's gonna go on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Wisp.
I don't.
There was
You're
I
saying a lot
don't
more
know the
than
name.
you-
There was on late night TV. They ran some porn series with plot, and Dan Aykroyd played a side character who was just a maintenance guy who was in random shots and did funny things.
Wow. Interesting.
And I kept watching it because of the Dan Aykroyd jokes.
Okay. Sure, then Wisp. Okay, you were just watched it because of Dan Aykroyd. Okay.
Yeah, because the
What
other
was-
shit
what
was
was it called?
boring low-tier BDSM crap with ugly actors.
Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Here's Porcelainus the Fourth. Thank you, sir. This emancipated Latino Vosh clone doesn't understand. People are mad at turn your brain off movies because that's how you enjoy all the majority of media today. Movies like The Usual Suspects and Chinatown are considered well written for a reason. Yeah. They have
Watch The Name of the Rose, Into the White. Give me a third idea.
Into the what?
Into the White is awesome. Driver. Those are great
Kung
movies,
Pao.
and you don't turn off your brain. What?
Never mind.
Kung Pao.
Never mind.
It's like an educational movie.
Anyway.
Lord.
It actually has a transsexual in the cast too. That's the villain.
Of course it does.
All right.
Wrong to just enjoy a bad film if you don't acknowledge all of its flaws and
fucking
preface
Ready Player
every
One.
opinion with proof that you understand these flaws. I feel like I have to assemble an entire court case now just to talk about a movie. You literally just can't say something positive without giving a full analysis and playing devil's advocate anymore. Every opinion
But it's because I'm autistic.
you need some type of essay-style justification. And if you dare say something positive about a film like Venom 2 or The Matrix 4, you simply have to make sure people understand that you know it's not perfect. Or else they'll just automatically...
Because as a reviewer and a critic, you've got to do the good and the bad. You can't just say this is amazing, there's no problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you
There's
have
problems.
do you guys-
That's been called fucking wire. And
do you guys have like critics you've known for a long time that they're on like morning TV or evening news that you see pop on talk about film? Like I have one guy in Toronto that's done the same job for like 20 years or so, and his takes are almost always on the money. They're almost always like I'd say 90% accurate. He might have a bad take or he might get bored or something. Everyone gets bored of a film. That's fine. Like, do you have one of those guys in your I don't know, morning routine, or you watch? Or...
Not in our morning routine, but just in general, like I'm pretty sure Siskel and Ebert filled that role pretty well back when they were a thing.
Exactly.
in the UK, we've got somebody on one of the channels who does it for like the week's TV and like the week's movie and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So
So he'll review that.
That's what this guy needs to watch. He needs to watch those experienced critics that everyone knows. They're pretty milquetoast. They're not over the top. They're not crazy. They're just saying, here's another film from this director and here's another story from this TV show. Like, that's what this guy needs to pay attention to and see why he critiques the way he does. Because I don't think most films have this massive criteria that you have to be anal retentive with. Like, I would be anal retentive, but no one goes to me to say, what do you think about Mass Effect? It's like, oh, how many hours do you get? It's going to take some time, unless you're a super fan, right? And then you want to know more details.
As a different kind of example, to bring up Siskel and Ebert again, I don't remember the films they covered that led to this happening, but they covered the first film, and they had, you could call it a kind of a hot take, that a lot of people loved it and they just couldn't see it. And then when they covered the sequel, it's like, yeah, we were wrong, because the second movie is not just as good, it's even better. If anyone in the chat, in the stream chat can remind me what those movies were that happened, let me know. But that happened. It's like they had a bad take, they realized they were wrong, and then for the sequel, it's like, yeah, we were wrong. This is good, and the sequel's better. Because they took that step back and realized it's like, yeah, we really didn't evaluate it all the way through.
And to them, it's natural. Like they've been doing it for so long, they have a normal conversation. You can relate to them. That's why, believe it or not, I like watching once in a while Angry Joe, because he's straightforward. He's honest. I don't think he's making anything up. There's maybe some words he might have borrowed from other people because he read other reviews, but it comes across as brutally honest. And he's trying to be entertaining about it. He's trying to be goofy and trying to have a good time.
For the most part, yeah, it comes from with him. It comes from the heart, and he goes right right down to the point of the issue.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have this highbrow level of analysis that you might get out of like a Movie Bob or Just Right or those other guys, because it's like,
oh yeah.
Smud, you'll remember this. You know, do you ever used to have like the TV times in the old days in the newspaper? It'd tell you what was on TV and like the week's movie, and they give you like a short someone would write a review, synopsis, but also a little bit of a review, and they give like how many stars
exactly
for the movie. And no end of time, me and my uncle used to always look through, and we'd always see who was doing it for the week and see if there was any films that were the same that were on one week to another, and see if there was different different star ratings. And it was just each week it'd be like, say Jaws was on, one person would give it 2 stars, another person would give it 5 stars. But it was someone obviously did it so often, but they got bored of that movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I remember. I used to go to was it rpggamer.net or .com, and it was one of those websites that the focus was RPGs, and every day they would do inbox mail, like ask the editors or whatever, and everyone wanted Thursday because that's when Thor came on. His name was whatever, Thor Ingram or whatever.
I think it's .net.
Was it .net? Yeah, and he had a unique take on things because he didn't waste your time. He was a writer, so he knew how to write well, and he knew how to get to the point, as opposed to the other guys, which were very, very good, very analytical, and very detailed, but it was more fun to read his stuff. And I'm sure you guys have some critics in gaming that you go, yep, this guy's opinions, I may not agree with them if he likes something that I dislike, but the way he articulates it is enough for me to pay attention to see what he's trying to talk about. And that's where I think we get a lot of our opinions from, just because they come across well. And we can make the same argument for a well-told story that is bad, or let's say the production value is high or higher, even if we know the film, the script is bad. We always bring up The Room, because even though The Room is completely ridiculous, there's so many problems, the production value, not so bad. They have good camera work. The setting is weird. The music is weird. Like there's the music isn't bad, but it's kind of like, what's the mood here? Like you understand the quality that went into it, not the writing of the script, which is a horrific experience to the point of being hilarious. So,
well, let's put it this way: you have to say it's got good camera work, because somebody was able to hold a camera and not laugh while Tommy was so thrusted into a woman's belly button.
Yes,
I mean that's.
Or
whoever that man was, man or woman, I hope they got onto. I hope they won an Oscar for the next movie they went on to for camera work.
Well, not an Oscar. Remember, those are worthless now.
Yeah.
Well, back in those days, the dark days.
I wonder what the Oscars will be like next year. That'll be funny. See what will happen.
Next category: Best Slapping of a Black Man award goes to.
Oh. Anyway, here's JJJ Madness. Thank you, sir. If you think every movie is good, you have no taste, no standards, and you have never grown up. See, this is what I was thinking of. He just sees a movie as a slot of time in his day, and it's next to working out and going to.
That's dangerous.
Honestly, you're not thinking. In the morning, have my breakfast, go to work, watch a movie, wank and go to bed. It's the. I don't know what his name is.
I think you're projecting, aren't you?
No, I never project. I don't have breakfast. Jesus.
Anyway,
No, but I mean, it's true. It's like, oh, wake up, go to work, watch a boring movie, go to bed. It's like, oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
God, why can't you just enjoy things? I just switch off. It's like, probably because your life's incredibly boring.
yeah, it's either you like it and it's fine, or you don't like it, so shut up. That's the kind of attitude he's got.
But my thing is, it just can't be that black and white.
I know.
Yeah, it's just like, why can't people just express things? It's like, well, they are. Like, they're expressing on their expression.
It's
like,
kind of funny because there are smarter kids out there doing his job better, and they have smaller channels, and they're just bored at school, or maybe not at school because of COVID, and they're just watching films, and they're going, yeah, this is good because of XYZ, and here's all the things wrong with it. And they're using their brains, they're using their minds, and they're evaluating their time. They're saying, is this worth my time? No, here's why.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. It's like, if you're not using your brain, like, how do you like it? How do you know you like it? Because it happens.
It's like he's in his like jogging cardio workout, and he's just watching or listening to the radio on his headphones. He's not paying attention. He's just like, yeah, it's a film, cool, whatever. All right, done my 20 laps. I'm done now.
That was interesting.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
I'd better go home to my girlfriend. Oh wait, no, I don't have one.
All right, let's keep going, guys.
Automatically assume that you don't understand, and it's irrefutably ridiculous to like things just for what it is. Because fuck opinions, right? Even with some of the best films of all time, we have to break them down to the bone and pick apart every single minuscule flaw and build it back up to its potential perfect version of the project.
Not necessarily. No.
And nobody does that with Pulp Fiction, do they?
Well, we like to break apart things we love. That's obvious. Like, I'll do that with scenes of Mass Effect, the first game. Like, oh, this is a great scene. This is really dramatic. This is really intense, and I'll explain why. And
part of it is it's in order to have a better understanding of why something is good or bad.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
It's like
which allows you to potentially make something good yourself one day.
Yeah, when you ever talk to let's say you're dating a woman and she asks, "Why do you like me?" And you better have a damn good answer. Okay. Okay. And if you don't understand why you're there, what you like, and your evaluation of that, then you're in a big hole.
Food.
To be honest with you, Smuds, whenever my girlfriend goes, "Oh, why'd you like me?" I said, "Well, because the other girl didn't turn up." And it's like
that was good enough, I guess.
I just like you. Why can't I just enjoy it?
Why can't I just like you? Why are you asking me all these questions, dear?
Yeah, why do I have to break it down?
Like, oh, do you think I'm pretty? Yeah. Oh, why is that? I'm like, listen, I don't have time for like a 5-hour long essay. Just take the compliment. Jesus Christ.
That's a whole other side of the issue.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, I like this sandwich you make me.
I remember watching. I don't know if you guys have seen the first few shows of Anthony Bourdain when he was going around the world, and
Nope.
Okay, well, he went all over the place, and he met all kinds of people. He tried all kinds of food, and it came to a point where he's like, you know what, this is delicious. I can say why, I can give you details, but you're not going to understand it. You can't taste it, and it's just words to you. When I say this is really good, this is perfect for sitting, because he would sit outside where there's no chairs, and in like Thailand where it's poor, and he's having some kind of soup, and like, this is like just right in this temperature and the flavor, and everything just works. Even though it's probably not the best soup in the world, even though it's not the most nutritious, for him, that was amazing. And it's about the experience. That's when I go to a restaurant, if you do go out or you enjoy food or dining, it's not about just the food. That's like a very, very important element. But there's everything that goes on, the service, the noise level, the lighting, the music, your waiter, how nice they are, how knowledgeable they are, the drinks, the bartender, the chef, all these things to make you feel like gold just because you decided on that restaurant. That's amazing to get that level of experience. It doesn't matter if it's a fast food joint. It doesn't matter if it's a 5-star restaurant. That is what you're going for, the experience, not just the food. If it was just the food, then I don't know, you'd order in, I guess.
You go to a McDonald's drive-thru and just pick up your food and go home.
If that was all you needed, yeah. That's what you would do. Save your time and money. Exactly. So when you want to make people feel special, you give them the attention they deserve and sometimes what they don't deserve. And that requires attacking them on every level of attention. So it's like noise, looks, smell, good conversation. Don't put your hands on the table or your elbows on the table. Basic etiquette. Make them feel good about themselves. This is, of course, relates to how you talk to a lady or address them. So this accounts for everything, not just eating. This accounts for consuming media. How much attention to detail does the artist and director give to the genre they're in, the setting, the characters, the plot? And if this guy doesn't see that, that's fair. That's fine. He doesn't want to be an analytic. That's cool. That's his standard. It's a very, very low standard. But you cannot attack those with different standards or those that are higher than yours just because you don't desire to or you think it's too...
Yeah, like what is the point of making a video? Like, what does he want?
I just want everyone to get along. Me. Well, I don't. So anyway, we're moving on.
Well, that's never going to happen. So...
Yeah, why can't you just enjoy McDonald's, guys?
Why can't you just like the things that I like? Well, number one, I have taste. And number two, I'm not you. I'm a lot better. So
why can't you just jump off a bridge like I did?
Okay.
Why can't you just follow
no partners?
Why can't you just accept that you like to watch crap and say watch crap and it's fine? There are people who love to watch B movies and they know their shit, but that's part of the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All
right. Well, we could stop here if you guys want, but we can keep going. It's up to you. I've said most of what I wanted to say.
Really?
We can.
I thought you said it was going to be 3 hours.
Well, it's up to Gingham because he really wanted to cover the whole thing, so it's up to you, sir.
Yes, there's a Sharknado movie coming up with time travel.
Another one?
No,
it's the most amazing movie poster I've ever seen.
Oh.
Is it The Force Awakens?
Might live.
But
yeah, might as well go all in.
Okay, well.
I mean, we're not going to go all in. This is terrible, but we'll get into it.
Anyway.
Get on with it.
Let's go.
Compare this metaphorical perfect version to the version of the film we have now, and then, and only then, are we allowed to say we actually like the film. I can't tell you how many videos come across on my YouTube homepage nowadays of people dogging on some fantastic films. Titanic was nearly a masterpiece, but this one flaw could have made it the best film of all time. Let's rewrite Inception, except this time, the ending has a new surprise twist. Here's the top 10 reasons why Avengers Endgame was not as good as people make it out to.
So we can't even discuss. We can't even talk about what could have been.
Well,
is that it?
The two examples.
Well, he's comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, the two examples. Yeah. The first two examples are someone rewriting the story, which is like, why? It's perfect except for X, Y, and you're like, that's just your opinion, unless there is a glaring flaw that everyone sees. The third one is. Yeah, there's lots of flaws with Marvel films. So what?
Mainly the time travel and not making sense. That's a whole different issue.
But the thing with that is everyone agrees on that. Everyone.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the unanimous take on that.
It seems except for this guy,
and that's fine because it really does not work.
That realization. Yeah, it's. I don't think at first, but over time they're realizing how much of a bad film.
Right. It's like going. I have to use the food analogy. The restaurant has great food, but the service sucks. The wait time sucks. But some people will wait in line. Some people will have bad service because they want that amazing $15 burger that blows your mind. So good for them.
The whole point is not everyone is going to treat something like that the same way. And that's fine.
Yeah. There's a high degree of subjectivity of appreciation, and there's a scale. And I wouldn't put it on a certain metric like we would with stats, but you do appreciate things, like you taste things and see things a little differently than the rest of us, just because of your expectations and your prior experience. So that's fine. No one's complaining. No one's saying you're wrong or you like this scene way more than I do or whatever. No, it's like you enjoy it. That's fair.
This this video is really starting to just sound like this guy's just like, people don't like what I like, and I'm mad about it.
That's what it is.
I think it's almost like he's scared to make an opinion that's positive because people will, in the comments, say, well, what about this? You didn't talk about...
People say that anyway. That's not
Well, that's the internet.
Yeah, that's called discussion.
Yeah, but it's like, people put comments in the videos here about what we say, and it's like, okay.
Why doesn't he just turn off the comment? There, problem solved.
Yeah.
Remember the
Not really.
the video from yesterday? Those guys loved the death of Han Solo. They were like, "Oh, this is the best
Yes.
scene."
He said that that's his favorite scene
Yeah.
of all Star Wars.
And as you take it out of context, it's like, yeah, that's fine. It's dramatic and it's exciting and shocking. But when you look at it the few seconds before and after, you're like, wait, did Chewie just blow a hole in his chest? Shouldn't he have died? How did that happen? Where's this catwalk? How long and how wide is this catwalk? Why is it there?
It's just a movie, Smart. Why are you thinking so much?
I know. Your brain just goes, wait a second. Does this make
Why
any
do you
sense?
care? My God.
Yeah. Where are the handrails on this goddamn ramp or whatever this thing?
It'd be more dangerous with handrails.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you need to have Han Solo fall down, yeah.
Yeah, but that specific point about all the things you can pick apart from that one scene in Force Awakens, that actually kind of harkens back to when, what was it, number 4, Smudcast 401, where I brought on a video about whether criticism is nitpicking or just straight up criticism. The point there is that it wasn't good enough, the product wasn't good enough to suspend your disbelief there. Whereas if it was a better movie, it's like you would not care.
Yeah.
At least not as much.
Yep.
I always say the willing suspension of disbelief. You have to will yourself to pay attention. You have to be hooked into the story enough to be attentive to what's happening. It's not just this
No, I know it's not that simple, but it's like if the quality of the product is high enough, that makes it easier.
The hooks will naturally be there.
Would you say that it would distract you from like those minor inconsistencies or flaws or whatever?
Oh, for sure, yeah, because the expectations are being met, and you're like, wow, or maybe even higher. That's what happens when I was watching Babylon 5. Like something clicked in, I think, season 2. It's like, oh, this is beginning to make sense. Or season 3, I can't remember which season it was.
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah, everything just sort of, oh, this is where we're going. Because at first it was kind of like a weird Star Trek show, which is low quality, and
it's just setting up everything. Like DS9 in the first season, it's very bumpy, very basic, very.
Yeah,
but now SG1 as well. It's very. We're trying to figure out what we're actually doing here.
Well, that's a bit clear.
But at least in DS9's case, we can kind of excuse it as, oh, it just set up for better things to come. Or at least that's how I see it.
Yes.
It was very, very low. They had even, but at least DS9 had a great excuse for why the set was so bare bones, because they took over the abandoned space station.
It was great. Yeah. They blew it up a few times.
Okay, yeah. I can excuse the 50 sets.
Yeah, they were able to, from a writing perspective, they were able to like skirt around. And it's like, it was shit when they got here anyway. So yeah. And it's like you can excuse it in that case. And at the end of the day, it ended up being a really good show. So.
All right.
Let's keep going.
And it's like, we get it. You didn't like these movies as much as other people did. And commentary and critical analysis is perfectly fine. And it even helps better the writers and directors in their occupation to understand what the audience is looking for.
Oh, really?
No, it doesn't.
Which genuinely did improve the feel and expression of the character. This was a solid, united critique that...
But it's like going against like what you were blabbering about for the past 4.5 minutes, you fucking idiot.
To that I say... Well, to that I say he doesn't realize that this isn't more of an exception than anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is an exception.
I still feel that it was just a publicity stunt that they were doing. Like they could not possibly sit down with Sega. And Sega said that like, wow, that design is so good. Like you just like it just.
I honestly
Sonic
don't
energy.
see it. I don't see it as a publicity stunt. I
Because you
Yeah,
live
but
in a
it reeks of
dreamland.
it
then.
because it was so
No way.
extremely
But
bad.
didn't
Yeah.
they
Just
have
look at
merchandise,
look at
right?
the design. Like no normal human being would just like say that like, hey, that's so good. Like
It was
when he's interacting with the humans,
No, but-
that's so cute.
It was deliberately
No.
repulsive.
But wasn't there merchandise ready to go before they had stopped all that because of
I
the
think
redesign?
so.
There were just like some renders being done, but like replacing a 3D model is way easier than people imagine it to be.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
because like the animation itself is done, so all they had to do is resize the model and just reapply the animations because
Yeah.
it's just done. Like you don't have to do anything extra there.
Yeah, and it was only a couple trailer scenes
Yes,
that we actually saw.
I
and
think
like some very pixelated
all of that aside.
footage.
All of that aside, assuming this was a legit thing that happened, that because of the backlash they fixed it. I do not know of a single other event in movie history where that happened.
it's amazing. It's amazing. Publicity becomes the standard of quality, and the QA comes from the audience before the film is even released. It's amazing stuff, and they saved the entire production, and they made millions of dollars as a result.
I think like the studio itself has closed down. Who was
Oh, yeah?
producing the first one? Yeah, like they were the 3D studio that did the 3D Lion King as well. Yeah.
Oh,
That might explain some things.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but does anyone know of another chat or comments later on? Does anyone know of another instance in movie history where this has happened? There was so much backlash because of a trailer that they reworked the content of the movie.
The only thing I can think of is when we have those demos from E3 of games which are unfinished, and they cobble together a pre-rendered background or a pre-rendered gameplay.
Well, even Infamous 2, they had changed the look of the main character, and people complained about it, and then they reverted it back to the older design.
Interesting.
Oh, I remember like the
No, they didn't.
Hitman Absolution. They changed the voice actor without telling him.
Wait.
And, like fans were so angry at them. They were saying like David Bateson, we want him back. And eventually, what they did is the actor went to the studio in secret, and they recorded all the dialogue. And during like a studio executive meeting, they showed the final game with the real voice actor, and then they were like, "Okay, let's go with this guy." But like the dude was voicing the character for roughly like 7 years by that time, so it was such an odd choice to like not include him because he was all up for it. But like the fans just didn't accept the new voice.
All right.
Yeah, but that's video games. Is there a movie where that ever happened?
I don't fucking know.
No, I don't think so.
Can't think of any top line.
Hopefully Aquaman 2.
The best you get is stuff that's in the trailer is not in the film.
The Snyder Cut.
Oh, I
the
guess-
Snyder
I
Cut.
guess
Like
Justice
they were
League,
bitching
right?
about it so long. And
Oh,
instead
yeah.
they had like
That's
the
a good
double
example.
the monstrosity.
Yeah, the only example, probably.
Oh, the Snyder Cut saved everything. I went, yeah, congratulations. It went to a terrible movie.
Well, now we know.
It's now 3 times as long.
But that's a
More
bit
you
different. That's a
know.
bit different.
Thank you.
That's
Now
wanting
never make
the-
a movie again. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's just wanting the actual director's cut. That's not. Oh, we want the movie changed in this way because you're doing something massively wrong.
Well, no, well,
Bit
we did
different.
want
It's-
to-
Well, we didn't massively wrong it.
That's definitely a debate, but yes, you're right. It was massively wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, just I can't understand Snyder Bot, so I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. Anyway, let's get
No
going.
one
Here's
does.
Porcelainus the Fourth. I seek unanimous consent from the board to change this man's name to Skinny Latino Vosh. All in favor say aye. Side note,
Hi.
side note, this man's way to big shirt makes it look like he cut a head hole in a tablecloth.
What?
Really? His shirt looks like a tablecloth?
I don't think so.
I can see that, I guess.
All right, well, I'm fine with not calling him anything. How's that?
So, on the point that this is really the single instance in history where this happened with the Sonic movie, then this would literally be cherry picking, because there's only one cherry in history.
Yeah. But everyone was amazed by it, and I'm glad it happened. So it's all good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, I've never even seen this movie. So.
No.
I have seen both of them. And
I'd say they're good.
they are okay.
I'm surprised.
Movie of time.
I mean,
Well,
we
then
have
again,
the bar of the Super
part of-
Mario Bros. Movie, so it's not too hard.
It's more than just that. It's
Yeah.
more than just that one.
What?
Oh,
Sega,
man, I hope
Sega
the
may
Mario-
have lost the console wars, but they made the one good video game movie.
2.
I wouldn't really call Super Mario Brothers a really good video game movie, but okay, Whisp.
I didn't say that.
Anyway.
He said the Sonic.
Also, Eric, in Infamous 1, Cole had a full-out jacket. They did not give him the jacket back in Infamous 2.
You could get it with a pre-order bullshit or whatever.
Yeah, but his Infamous 2 design is still fine.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
All
Oh,
right.
good.
Moving on.
All
Whatever.
right, moving on.
Yeah, let's move on, yeah.
Improved the film in a positive way. Watch that point go over people's heads as this video goes on. But today, it's like films can't exist without that. Commentary used to just be an additional way to enjoy something. Now it feels downright mandatory.
Okay, you just admitted that you don't have friends.
Okay. I mean, just look at his room. Yeah, he doesn't clean his room, so he doesn't listen to Jordan Peterson.
Well, it's sort of cleanish. His problem is that his shelves don't have covers.
Well, if he doesn't listen to Jordan Peterson, he might like fat girls, so I don't know.
Oh yes.
All I know is I hope no one ever has a black light in that room. Ugh.
A black what?
Black
What?
light.
Light, not life, light.
Oh,
Oh, what,
okay,
prototype?
sorry.
Black lives matter.
Black, yeah.
Wait, are we talking about BLM or prototype?
I was actually talking about the amounts of sperm stains on all the stuff, but okay, let's move on to black people.
Why are you so interested in sperm?
What? Why
He's
not?
British.
Okay, moving on.
Exactly.
Please.
Or you just don't understand what a good film is, right? Oh, you like the fights in Shang-Chi? Tell me you've never seen a good martial arts film without saying you've seen a good martial arts film. It's like,
There is
really?
better.
This is what we're doing now?
So that fight scene was
Oh.
pretty dark.
Oh no! Please, relieve me from this.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I will tell you, the fight scene in Shang-Chi was okay, because thankfully, they did wider shots and not just this super close-up shaky cam where you can't see anything.
So long as it's well lit.
And that I
can see
give it.
Yeah, I just want it well lit and the action's not a blur. I'm okay. That's
It looks like the typical third act problem. Can't.
well.
Whatever.
When we go back to Bruce Lee, he was so fast, the camera couldn't keep up with his body, so we have to slow. You see the full form of his punches and kicks. So nowadays, if you have really fast action, and we've had a few films like that over the years, where we have digital cameras that can pick up all the motion, those are really impressive. Like Old Dog is just awesome stuff. Anyway, you guys want to skip to 5:35, or do you want to watch this?
I think up to everyone else, really.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Whatever.
I just laughed at Copper Old's comment. He said, I pointed a black light at my yard. Either the furries visited or the scorpion population is out of control.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That's amazing.
All right.
John Krasinski gets cast as Mr. Fantastic in Doctor Strange 2 due to the internet's fan demand for his casting. And then Marvel gives the people what they want, and next thing you know, everyone's ripping it to shreds. The costume wasn't 100% perfect. His role was too small. He's allegedly the smartest man alive, but told Wanda how to defeat Black Bolt. Come on already.
That's called criticism of them doing it badly. Okay.
Also,
they didn't do the character
a second later.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
they
that's
didn't do the character justice.
that's
How's that
like-
hard
If
to
you
understand?
if you actually know about the comics, they actually kind of did do the character justice, personality-wise, because he does dumb shit like that. And the costume really doesn't matter because every other half decade they change the Fantastic Four suits.
Wow, I
He
prefer
was wasted. Absolutely, he was wasted. They all were.
Yeah. You can't say, oh, there's no reason to complain, because it's like saying, oh, I really want to have sex with Megan Fox, right? And she comes along with a 14-foot black dildo and fucks you up the arse. That's not what you wanted. But, oh no, you should be happy because you had sex. It's like, no. It's like,
And Megan Fox was in the room.
No, that wasn't a sex. That was a rape.
yeah, but it's like, okay, we've got this fan cast thing. Oh, that's great. But he's been cast in this really bad version. So,
Well, it's basically a cameo.
yeah.
Of a guy that we don't know. I mean, it couldn't even be the original actor.
It's not the original. It's not the original actor.
Yeah.
I know that much.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It's one of those things where you're allowed to complain about stuff. If it's, you've asked for something, but it's really badly, you can complain.
In this particular case, people have been waiting, first of all, for the possibility of him getting cast in the role for years upon years.
Yeah.
And when they finally do it, it's wasted. He's killed in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Waste.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there an example where
psychopath that the retarded, obsessed fans still want to paint as, oh, she's not a villain, she's not a villain. Oh, she's just a genocidal maniac.
Did you hear about the other character she was meant to kill in this movie?
No.
Who?
She was meant to kill Ghost Rider as well.
What?
oh fuck
No,
Nicolas Cage?
no.
Yeah.
fuck off.
And I think there was also talks of killing a version of Wolverine.
Thank
How?
God Hugh Jackman didn't come back for that shit.
Yeah,
or
but I'm
Iron Man.
I'm like, wow.
There'd be a lot more people ripping Marvel a new asshole if they'd done either of those.
It
Well,
pretty
his-
much sounds like the comic book version of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, but the reason why it didn't do it is because they couldn't get Nicolas Cage to.
Yeah,
do
but the
role.
reason why the Infinity Gauntlet comic worked with that is because the heroes were never the main plan anyway.
Hmm.
They were
Ghost
all
Rider
of
be
them.
the one who
Every
could
single one of them
insta-stun
were.
her?
Oh,
In that
Oh,
comic,
story
every
about-
single one of them were a distraction for Adam Warlock, who was the real plan, and his plan still failed, by the way.
there's also wasn't there also talk of maybe having Deadpool in this movie as well, and
I don't-
getting him killed off as well.
Oh dear.
Wouldn't Disney
Oh,
would
oh.
Disney be okay with that?
With what exactly?
Well, yeah, no,
I
I
don't
think
know,
all the characters they talk
connecting
about.
them.
With killing off iconic characters? Yeah, they fucking would if it meant
No,
propping Wanda up.
connecting Deadpool to the MCU.
They haven't done it yet.
So I think there was talk of it, but what I'm saying is this entire movie, you have to remember that. Don't try and use like this multiverse of madness as like any defense, because all this movie is a massive like. This is just Wanda. Wanda is amazing, the movie, and Wanda is now the face of the MCU because she's the bestest ever. Because no one liked Brie Larson, and it's like turning into. It's something that.
So
The
they
reason
establish
why-
another psychopath woman.
Yeah, but this time the actress isn't a psychopath like the last one. Like Elizabeth Olsen is half decent. You know what I mean? Obviously, I don't know her personally,
well-
but there's nothing bad come from her. Unlike Brie Larson, who's a stuck-up bitch.
It sounds
No.
like they took the House of M storyline where Wanda's
Bastardized it to hell.
and just did their own version of it, and you're like, didn't you learn the lessons of why House and M did and did not work well? Yeah, it's kind of like, well, this is popular, we'll use this. It's like, don't do that.
If you're not willing to make
No,
it any
stop.
kind of better, then just don't do it.
Yeah, well.
Well,
Anyway, 10 more seconds and we could not worry about spoilers if anyone cares. So,
I take
Yeah.
the Thanos copter over Wanda any day.
oh,
Yes.
Reed was clearly trying to give Wanda the benefit of the doubt and reason with her because in his perspective, that was the right thing to do. Imagine if their protocol was to just insta-kill anybody that seemed like a threat. But if they're
Wanda is a threat.
He was saying that like he can end you in a whisper of a word. Is that not a threat?
Yeah, but that's the point. They know Wanda is the biggest threat they've ever faced, and they don't care.
Yeah, and she's super crazy. She's irrational, and he tries to reason with the irrational. Reed Richards would be intelligent and experienced enough to understand that you can't reason with the irrational. Especially if it's a crazy, hyper-powerful magic woman.
Maybe they should have told the actor that this is not the office anymore.
I bet he was just looking. I bet when he said that line.
Oh, I thought that was Jack Ryan.
Would it have been any better if they didn't know about Wanda at all? Like, at all?
Wouldn't it have been better if this movie had not been made?
No, wouldn't it have been better if it was an actual sequel instead of a Wanda sequel?
It's not even a Wanda sequel. It's just Wanda's amazing, and you just have to deal with it.
All right, here's Porcelainus the Fourth. The only superior thing about Wanda to Captain Marvel is that her actress isn't an unlikable cunt. Other than that, both characters are unheroic, self-aggrandizing narcissists that Marvel is desperate for fans to get behind.
Yeah. This is the problem. I think one of the major problems in, especially with modern movies and everything like that, is most new writers are intense narcissists, and it's just flowing into the work. It's like we're seeing morals that are just fucking shocking. I mean, really. I mean, these are scary people if they actually have these morals that they're putting onto their heroes.
And they can't think any better.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no offense, Wanda is a villain. Wanda is a complete and utter evil villain.
Yeah, she has a moment, a brief moment of clarity at the end.
She's still a tyrant. Oh, but she's been nice for 5 minutes. Yeah, okay, but she's still evil.
She had to get it, and that moment of clarity came from her saying, I would never hurt anyone. And that's the moment where she realizes, oh, wait a minute. Wait, oh, hey, am I the bad guy?
No, I can't be a bad guy because I have vaginal flaps. And you're like, oh, just fucking die. Go fuck off. It's like...
we can only hope she actually did.
Yes, please.
But what I'm saying is like, so you've got these modern writers are revealing more about themselves than they realize, and people should start taking notice of it and start realizing that the reason why it's so bad is because these people are so self-obsessed and everything that they're just literally writing themselves in all these things.
Yeah, and they write it as because they themselves operate as whatever I do is good because I do it.
Yeah. But also, none of them have got any like life experiences or anything like that. They're all just from writing school and like they've never dealt with anything. Do you know what I mean? So,
and then there's America Chavez.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad people are finally catching up. That they're all narcissists. Yes.
Oh, I've noticed for yonks. It's just.
It's good that more people that people are starting to talk about it because we need to name what's the saying? We name the monster or something. Call it by its name.
Yeah, but So. Well.
I also agree with Chad that in paraphrased, Wanda is a bigger threat than Thanos.
Yes.
She's insane. She's insane.
Thanos at least
she's not just a threat to our universe and half the population of our universe. No, Wanda is a threat to every every universe.
On every
and
conceivable
all its
universe.
inhabitants.
Yeah, every conceivable universe has ever existed. Wanda is the bad guy. It's like, but she's a good guy. Why? Well, she has breasts and a vagina, and she's a woman. But I can't define what a woman is. So
She sends out polyps of Shumagorth to do her bidding.
Oh, it's not. It's called Gargantos, don't you know?
Oh, fuck off.
All right.
Yeah, that was my reaction too.
Okay. Here's Porcelainus the Fourth. Marvel thinks people will like Scarlet Witch and Captain Cunt because they're strong. People like characters like Goku because he never gives up and always pushes himself. People like Superman because he's a good person who's uncompromisingly moral. I remember the House of M, all the Avengers and all the X-Men get together, and the only one who wants to save Wanda is Captain America. He's one. Let's talk to her. Let's figure it out. Let's try and stop her from changing reality. Whereas
the Avengers wanted to help her. The X-Men wanted to kill her.
Yeah, everyone at the end it's pretty much they're going to kill her. Yeah, but
it could have been a Civil War story in and of itself. Honestly,
it's House of M is I know some of the comics. I haven't read them all, but House of M sounds like what's happening in this movie. And didn't Wanda already have a TV show that did pretty much the same idea where she has kids that are fake?
Yeah, and that one did just as good. That one did just as good of a job showing how crazy bitch she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, purely evil. She mentally tortured everyone. These people wanted to rather die than continue under this spell.
See, this is where I'm confused. You think Marvel would have learned its lesson, saying, "Okay, doing this in this style with this plot doesn't resonate, or was not written well, or whatever the case may be."
I think
they should have learned that very long time ago.
I think people liked it though, so that's why they.
No. It's not about whether people liked it. It's the fact that the writers saw what they wrote and went, "I don't see any problems with it."
They know which buttons to push.
They will not turn around unless the company runs out of money. That is the only time where they may consider a 180.
But because it's
like
Disney,
Netflix is doing right now, where they're starting to can SJW projects.
Finally,
the thing is with Wanda is
Maybe
the
too
people who
late.
write Wanda don't see what she's doing as bad. They see what she's doing as her being the good guy. She's just misunderstood. If only people understood her. Like, I do understand her. She's insane and she's
Yeah,
a
we've
horrible,
had such
horrible,
people
horrible
in
person.
history. In the last century alone, a couple of them.
well, let me ask you this: was there any doubt as to whether or not Wanda was a good guy in House of M itself?
Ruthless torture and genocide just to get what she wants. Even including killing
in the
off her
comic.
alter ego in another dimension, another universe, in order to take that alter ego's kids for herself. Like, holy carpet fire.
And she's the good guy.
Well, but not before possessing her first.
Jesus.
It's a whole separate thing.
But come on, let's just carry on. I'm moving on.
Spider-Man shoots webs out his butt.
It's
At the
closer
ve-
to the actual Ice Queen.
At the very least, they got that one aspect of Wanda right. They showed her as a crazy fucking bitch that leaves no doubt as to whether or not she was one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The one thing they did right between WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2.
Okay, let's continue.
There's one critique that seems to be dominating everyone's opinions lately. It's the alleged cameo problem.
What?
Let him say his piece. I have my own
At the
take
end
on
of the
this.
day, is it really a problem? Wreck-It Ralph
Yes.
2, Endgame, Space Jam 2, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, even extending it to video.
Wreck-It Ralph was okay.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one.
I'm gonna let him
Because
finish before I
that's
say
the
my
point
piece.
of the movie. This other stuff, most of it is crap. Nobody needed Space Jam 2. Especially when it's that shit.
Well, I don't know why
Like
he's.
All-Star Brawl and Multiverses. Simply put, it's just neat to see characters cross over and interact.
Yeah, but
Those
those
are
are
video games.
interactive games. Yeah.
But video
Video
games.
game,
toasting off
any
the idea of-
concept from any other medium has done, video games usually do it better.
Yeah, also for the Alex Halo summoning or cameo. There's just now a Neptunia Senran Kagura crossover game came out.
Okay.
All right.
Best
Wasn't there
combination
also-
ever.
Okay.
Wasn't there also a game called Jump Force or something that also had a
Jump
Anime
Force,
crossover?
yes.
All the shonen, all the
it's literally
shonen,
like a Shonen Jump.
all the
character.
Shonen Jump stuff. Yeah,
But
that was
It's
fine.
gotta be taken
The problem-
off from the internet, I believe so.
The problem is that it was lacking a lot of stuff, but generally it was decent at the very least.
Cool.
My take on it is like the cameos aren't necessarily the problem on paper. It always comes down to execution.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
a lot of the times where we've seen it more recently, the execution blows.
Hmm.
Whereas in video games, again, one of the many things video games can do better than literally any other medium. Most especially the platform fighters.
But most of that because like gaming is like a much more active entertainment than compared to like movies, which is entirely passive. So
Yeah,
you
that's
have
what
to
I-
like
yeah.
come up with like something, the narrative that's interesting enough. Like
Yeah.
I watched
Oh.
like No Way Home. Was that No Way Home, the latest Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, No
Yeah.
Way Home, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
with the
Like
Spider-Man.
that was irritating. It felt like a young kid was playing with his action figures and like, okay, now comes like this Spider-Man, then the other Spider-Man, and then this Spider-Man, and all these villains from all these various
No,
movies.
I would say
I
that
don't care.
No Way Home
reminds
did
me
it
when I was a
best.
kid.
I would
just-
say no, I would
It
I'm
no,
was
just
no.
joking.
so annoying. Like it just felt like they didn't really care. It was all
Yeah.
the spectacle that, like, hey, look at these characters. Isn't it awesome that you see them again? Like, okay, I like them because I like the
To be
original movie
fair,
that they came
No,
from.
To be
You're-
fair,
Guys,
to be
you
remember
fair,
this
No Way Home
line?
at least played into the continuity of the other universes and actually followed up on it.
So we should celebrate because it was into the continuity.
No, I'm not saying celebrate it. I'm just saying that No Way Home at least tried at least a bit more
I
than
don't
most
care
other
if it
situations.
tried. It's incredibly disingenuous to just like put someone else's work, and then just like say like, hey, like look, it's the same character. I'm gonna continue it here. Okay.
Yeah, it's just,
But when you mix it
remember
together
this?
with like
Remember
12
that?
other
The only-
characters,
The only
you will
good
have
thing
a
that
jumbled
movie had.
mess that nobody wants to understand. Like most of the movie, like if you ask anyone why they like that movie, it's not gonna be about like the main characters, what they went through. It's mostly gonna be like, wow, I really like that cameo.
The
I
only
saw
good
the
thing that
lizard
speaks
and the
for that
fan-
movie is
It
is
did it better
the
than most other
interactions
things.
between those villain characters and the showing up of the other Spider-Man just hit home how much of a useless wimp this American Spider-Man is.
Yeah, like even like the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man came in to the screen, I was like more invested in him than the newest MCU one. Like,
Yeah, it
that
just
was
showed how
like
much
the
of a
state.
failure
That
that
was a
character is.
statement that like you try like 3 or 4 other movies to make me like this character, and I just didn't give a fuck. Like that is embarrassing.
They wrote him dumber because when he first showed up in Civil War, this Spider-Man, this Peter Parker, was more competent than he is in his 4th movie. He forgot several things in order to become dumber, so he could have this arc up again, including the Uncle Ben line. He knew that in Civil War. He referenced it there, and now suddenly he needs to be told it by his aunt. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, that is an issue.
So
Woman
that's
that.
all. That's all. And then you have other dumb shit. Pacing is all broken. In the end fight alone, there is in the middle of the fight where several supervillains are around them, attacking them. They somehow have a minute time to pause and chat about what to
Yes.
do and have an emotional moment. A minute. What the fuck is happening there? What are the villains doing? Are they just standing aside and okay, they're taking a
Well, we
time
went
out
to the anime
we'll
realm.
wait.
They're waiting for the director to cue him in so that they can start the epic
Is this
CGI battle.
Yeah.
all I was missing was that in that minute they do some magical girl transformation.
What?
Okay.
What?
Let's continue. Let's keep going.
interacting. And even if the premise is a bit exhausted now, it's fun to point out the characters you recognize in media, even if it's not done to its fullest capability and they utilized every possibility of what it would be like if these worlds interacted. People mock the idea of enjoying cameos, like, oh, they just put in that character so that you can go, wow, did you see that guy? Remember that guy? So
That is what's happening.
Why?
Cameos can be fun. There can be neat little Easter eggs. But that, as well as everything else, needs to be done with caution and with quality.
I
Why is it
wish.
talk?
Yeah, why do you think we like the Stan Lee cameos so much?
Yeah, those are great because I know that guy and he's doing a normal thing that's outside of the plot. He's just there for fun.
Yeah, but here's the thing: we know it worked with Stan because he is the Marvel guy.
And compare that to having Brent Spiner as another version of the Sing line in 20s or 21st century, another doctor, another geneticist.
Because that's trying to take itself way too seriously. The Stan Lee cameos were not.
Right. And
It would even be funny if the Stan Lee cameos were telling their own little tiny story with the 2 to 3 seconds that he appears per movie.
Yeah,
and that was such a thing to the point where a lot of people started to think that maybe Stan was actually the Watcher the whole time, but no, he wasn't.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
was the joke in Ragnarok where he's the guy, he's the barber, I think?
He's the barber.
Yeah. That was cute. So,
That serves the story, but again, that's not taking itself too seriously. Partly because it's Stan.
yeah.
Or even Bruce Campbell in all the Raimi films, like a character.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh god.
That was I love those. It's for fun, and if you know the relationship between him and Raimi,
spoiler alert for Doctor Strange. Bruce Campbell has a cameo in Multiverse of Madness, and that's honestly the one funny scene in the whole movie.
Yeah, but did you hear about what we had planned for Bruce Campbell and the Raimi Spider-Man?
He was supposed to be Mysterio, yeah.
Yeah.
It helps to maintain the illusion.
Yeah, but all the cameos were meant to be the same person.
Yeah. I remember that, yeah. They were all supposed to be Quentin Beck.
Yeah. And he was just He was just
everywhere, and then in Spider-Man 4 or 5, he would have would have revealed himself and revealed his master plan and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that movie.
That would have been amazing.
Yep.
So
then we got Jake Gyllenhaal.
Topher Grace as Venom. That was interesting.
remember Steven Seagal in that film that he died? That was a great cameo.
I mean, Topher Grace has been on my... I already said in the past that was Sam Raimi. The way he did that was to sabotage the whole thing to prove that it was a bad idea.
Anyway, but my point is, why is black and white version of him based in incredibly correct, but his normal version is so wrong?
Machete.
Hmm?
That was the Steven Seagal movie where he died, I think.
No.
Oh,
Was it?
no, he was a villain in that movie.
Yeah.
Which movie?
I thought Smudge was making a joke about executive decisions.
Machete.
Yeah, where he's a SEAL guy and he gets sucked out of an airplane.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, with Kurt Russell. Yeah.
It's like Steven Seagal, and he's gone. Like, oh.
It's like you watch the movie, like, oh my god, Steven Seagal's in it. When he dies, you're like, oh my god, he's gone. Thank God for that. Anyway,
now he's dead for real.
He's no longer gonna kick everyone's ass. Like, oh, okay.
Wait, did he die?
Yeah,
He did die a while back. Yeah.
What year?
What are you on about here? Steven Seagal is still alive.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, you can hardly tell.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the actor died.
We're not sure.
Yeah,
Is he in Russia
like,
these days? We're not sure where he is. Yeah, he sold his house. So
Oh my god, Eric, why would you think that we're saying, oh, thank God Steven Seagal is dead? Why?
Oh, Steven
what?
Seagal is amazing. He'll live forever.
Yeah.
He's still the saint for the Smudcast, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Okay, let's continue.
Oh, cool. Well, yes, that's true. I did see that guy. I did remember that guy. And I did think it was cool. Why
But did
do
you
we keep
clap?
having to phrase these things as if it's a bad thing? Why the hell do films like Space Jam 2 get bogged down as if they're supposed to be anything other than...
Because it's shit.
Space Jam 2 is Cameos the movie.
Yeah, and like the first one is fun. It's a Roger
First
Rabbit
one is a guilty pleasure, easily.
Yes. And the second one is just badly written in every respect.
The second one
Fuck
didn't
that
need
crap.
this movie did not even need to exist in the first fucking place.
The whole setup is already bullshit.
Yes,
In
somehow
Space
worse
Jam
than the
1,
first movie.
It's at least some interdimensional funny crap. In the second one, it's VR shit.
No, I'm just like, no, it's like this movie went too far. It didn't need to exist.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but we got Clockwork Orange. Clap.
Yeah, there's bullshit. And then Pepe Le Pew got taken out of the movie, even though the Grooks from A Clockwork Orange are there just fine. Yeah, that happened.
Okay.
What they are. They're not trying to make revolutionary cinema. They're not trying to push the boundaries of storytelling.
That's
it's
the
literally just a
mistake.
goofy movie meant to throw some characters together with
Hey,
a
that's
loose
not
plot.
the Goofy movie.
The problem. The Goofy movie is a Goofy movie. But this is the exact problem. They're not striving for excellence. You don't need to revolutionize cinema, but you can at least strive for excellence.
You know what this is? You know those dumb films? I can't remember what they're called, like the epic movie or the movie. Like they're all, they just have
disaster movie, superhero movie.
They have those makeshift wannabe actors playing other actors,
Mm-hmm.
and they just do parodies of that. That's what
I
this
think
is.
Leslie Nielsen had a series.
And all it ever is just fart jokes. That's all it is.
I will keep mentioning Batman until my face turns blue, but Batman the animated series didn't need to be as good as it was. It was for kids from the beginning. And yet it still went out of its way to be better than it was meant to be.
Okay.
Or like Spider-Verse even.
My major problem is, why would you have King Kong with Gandalf? That just seems like, why do you want King Kong?
That on its own is stupid, yeah.
Why is the Iron Giant there?
Yeah, it's like, why do you want King Kong? How is he meant to play basketball like that?
Yeah, how do they even fit on the field?
I want Superman on my team. Okay.
Yeah, you only need one.
Zack Snyder Superman?
You wanna know what you can disregard as just like a silly thing to bring characters together for the fun of it? Multiverses. And it says a lot when people complain more about the Iron Giant being in a platform fighting game than being in a shitty movie like Space Jam 2. Who cares if him being in a fighting game like goes directly against the movie? Multiverses is doing a better job with fan service than this movie did.
You know what I do have to laugh at? Whisp mentioned Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And that's a movie where you'd think there'd be tons of like cameos of famous cartoons, but there isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And they make
There was only like one, right?
Space Jam. Roger Rabbit is Space Jam 1 and 2 done right.
Yeah,
it's not just throwing cameos at a wall and see what sticks.
It's like
It has original characters. Tons of them.
Original characters as the base, and then the cameos on top of that to add on top of what's actually going on with the main cast.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that Disney and Warner only
I want to hear
in there when they if they had the same screen time, that makes it unique too.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying because in that movie, I think Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny only appear on screen for 47 seconds, I think.
That's what I just said. That the only reason they're on screen at the same time is because that's the only way Disney and Warner Brothers agreed to do that.
Yeah. But you don't.
But even within that constraint, it's still a really good, funny moment.
Yeah, but the thing is, apart from now me remembering it for this video, I don't actually remember that scene. It's not the scene that sticks out to me. There's other scenes with original characters.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So,
it's like,
the issue here is context. Does this make sense? Can you believe it? Is it entertaining? Does the genre and the media match the tone? Meaning, is this all for yucks? then if you're not going to...
Or does it contribute something?
Yeah, if you're not going to take it seriously, then yeah, he's right. It doesn't really matter. You don't need this level of critique because it's supposed to be for kids and silly and yada yada. That's fine. But as a whole...
And it can still be well written.
Yes. You can take anything. The same thing we talk with Picard, the show, with the X-Men, like all these elements. You don't just have it for the sake of it. So you have one audience member going, "Oh, I know who that is." That's silly. That is not worth it, because directors do that all the time for inside jokes that you don't know who these guys are unless you're a cinemaphobe or a cinemaphile and you know these inside jokes because they've always made their films this way. And you have to pay attention. So it's a very niche audience to have these things of member berries which happen to be actors. And that's not clever. That's not cool. That's not adding anything. You're not making...
On top of the fact that it's just not enough, period.
I also want to point out that him bringing video games into this is disingenuous when he supposedly is talking about movies.
Yeah,
disingenuous, and even if it wasn't, irrelevant to begin with.
Yeah, focus on the actual argument, which is the problem with modern movies, which there's a lot of problems with. And he's just listing things he likes.
Movies are a very different medium that are much more constrained than video games, where you are more or less open-ended.
All right.
To tie it all together, and that's fine. But Kuro, Space Jam 2 isn't just criticized for its cameos, it's criticized because of its potential plot and pacing. Stop. Just stop. I know.
No!
Heard it, but I'm still allowed to enjoy it, and I don't want to feel like I need to constantly reiterate that yes.
Yeah, you can, but you can also admit that it's shit. Why do you need to feel... Why? This is the problem. Why do you feel the need to constantly defend the shitty movie being shit?
Yeah, he's complaining...
He's mentally retarded, that's why.
He's complaining that other people disagree with him. That's all he's doing. Like, he can't
I think what's happening is that he sees the shittiness of the movie as an extension of himself, and thereby thinks, if I admit that the movie is shit, then I admit that I like something shit, and that makes me shit. So I can't admit that the shitty movie I like is shit. So people need to stop calling the shitty movie I like shit.
Yeah, see, we have dirty pleasures. We have desserts that we know are unhealthy that we eat that aren't good for us. No, there's no way these things are good for us, but we eat them anyway. Because we like them, but we know they're bad.
Maybe you're just a shitty person. And you need to admit that. Get some help.
Chocolate cake.
I could eat myself to death with tiramisu.
Well,
exactly. You get diabetes.
Well, I mean,
maybe we should correct that.
Most Italian households, anyway. But yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, but that's why I don't eat it that often because oh god.
Oh man. I have so many options for tiramisu. It's not
I love tiramisu.
Even the cheap stuff is good. It's amazing. I was like, wow, that's $4.
Yeah. I like to make it myself.
You know what? Oh. It's always the best when you make it yourself because it's so simple. I use a Mixmaster, but anyway, let's continue.
I do understand its flaws just to like a frickin' movie. In fact, the thing that sparked this video idea was because Chip and Dale came out this morning, and opinions are flooded with how pointless the cameos are. And it's like, so?
Can someone explain this movie? I heard about it, I just never cared.
From what I've heard, it's good.
One?
This one, Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale movie. I don't know. I just
From what I've heard, it's pretty good, at least so far.
But what's it about? Like, I don't get it.
Is it an actual Rescue Rangers plot?
Is it just being Space Jam again, or what? What?
It's like to an extent, but it works a little better in this case.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
So are we really gonna sit here and critique the writing, concept, and execution of a movie like fucking Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? So what if some characters are obviously cel-shaded 3D? Does it really matter? Does it?
Yes.
Are we really trying to sit here and act like if the animation was done in a traditional way that the film would somehow be improved any more than being slightly more artistically pleasing? Or in the universe where it was hand-drawn to begin with, there'd be a billion other things people would complain about because that's just what we do apparently. I wouldn't be surprised if in that universe people would complain that it was drawn traditionally. Hell, I already know that the hate train for Chip and Dale capitalizing on Ugly Sonic is coming, as if them poking fun at the design is even close to a bad thing. thing. On the flip side, there's those that think if you
It is
film
actually funny, but that's not the
movies,
point.
then that must be the only kind of films you enjoy, and you're just not into.
I'm sorry, but if you're an artist or anyone with any experience and you have a understanding of aesthetics, he's saying, why can't you just shut up, you amazing artist who's been doing this for 25 years and you know all about 2D and 3D animation? What's wrong with you? Why can't you just appreciate the stuff that's on the screen?
You know what? This comes off to me like passive aggressive guilt trip.
It's coming off.
bullying
It comes off as.
Can I finish, please? Fuck's sake! I wasn't done
Finland
with
is
my
on the
insult.
north, Wisp.
What?
Go ahead,
I
Wisp.
wasn't done with my insult.
It's all right, Wisp. Go ahead.
What were you saying?
It comes off to me like really, really petty guilt trip bullying of you have to like whatever shit I make or you're a bad person.
I'm not. It's hard to say. He's
Or
saying,
shut up. Like my shit or shut up.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, why can't you just shut up and enjoy it? You know, why can't you just take the flowers, miss?
It's not flowers, it's shit.
Well, no, imagine a guy like being really
It's flowers, but instead of the blossoms at the top, it's little turds.
It's like a guy accosting a girl to go out with them or something. Why can't you just go out with me? What's wrong with you? Like, she doesn't like you, dude. Like, get with the program.
You're too fat. Sorry.
Why can't you enjoy this?
It's just really, really petty.
This B quality experience for a B quality experience. It's like, I don't want a B quality experience. Why is that so hard to grasp?
Yeah, it comes off as him.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's like it's like it comes off as him being unable to like accept like being called out for any opinion he might have.
Well, there's that
one way or the other.
And then there's also,
can't we just all get along?
Yeah, why can't I say I like something without having to point out the flaws? And like, no one's stopping you. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Make your video pure positivity. We don't care.
But it's the internet. If you're going to do that, guess what? A lot of people want to do the same thing.
There's that as well.
So,
yeah. There is.
I don't know. Get off the internet.
Yeah.
Just express it in public or something.
You're...
Go to a store nearby you and just say, "Hey, I love Shark Boy and whatever girl."
Yeah, it's like complaining about the universe not being perfect. It's like, well, yeah,
too fucking bad.
Yes, there are problems.
We don't live in a perfect universe. Sorry.
If we don't point it out, we're not going to get better. So, why can't we criticize everything?
Yeah, suck it up.
Oh, you criticize.
You can have your own opinion. Just don't listen to people that might disagree with you. It's like don't take it too personally.
Yeah, this is pretty much becoming.
Or learn from it. Maybe you are wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, this is being reduced to the consumer argument, if it's even an argument. Just enjoy it. Eat whatever we give you. Swallow and digest it. Don't think about it.
Just no.
This is by the way, this is the because a lot of these very left wing people say want us to do this. This is the biggest hyper capitalist propaganda you could imagine.
Yeah,
buy it no matter how shit it is, and if you don't, you're an asshole.
Yeah,
give me your money or else. Like my shit. Like, what? Go away.
Yeah.
Intellectually capable of comprehending films that do put in the time and effort to create some magnificent cinema. And that's not what I'm saying either. Do you see how frustrating this gets?
No.
Like if I dare say I liked
problem.
Avengers
This
Age
is
of
entirely
Ultron,
a you
I must
problem.
be blind by all the production issues, and I'm unable to see the potential of a greater film. I don't care. Why do we
What?
It's good on you. Like we do care. Like can we just have
like
a whole level of like criticism that we want to
we'd like better movies that we can rewatch in 20 years and still enjoy it the same way. Like the fucking Lord of the Rings movies.
This
like
is
Alien.
This is like a take
like
on
Wars, like Demolition Man.
To use the girlfriend analogy again, he only cares about the positives of his girlfriend. He doesn't see the negatives. He doesn't dare criticize anything of her behavior.
Yeah,
And
she's
that's
sleeping
why
around
he
with
gets
every
away
guy
with
around the
cheating
block.
on him.
Oh, I just ignore it.
Why can't you
That's
just...
why she gets away with cheating on him, getting
Well.
impregnated by another man,
Well.
and he will pay for the kid.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, I have a kid. It's not mine, but hey, it's a kid. Cool.
No, oh man.
Okay.
Oh, I wanna
Yeah,
go- I wanna
we'll
go
pay
back.
extra.
Why do we have to care so hard about these things now? The fight scenes were
Oh,
done.
you don't need to. You don't need to.
Wait a second.
Nobody's forcing you to.
He's saying the fans...
If you just want to enjoy the flickering lights on the screen, you can do that.
The fans
Keep doing it.
shouldn't care anymore. They should stop thinking. They should stop being passionate. Just chill out and watch the next Transformers film, guys. Okay?
Hell no.
Okay.
I can't believe, like, we've been reduced to the argument of, guys, just be retarded. It'll be okay.
Well, think of it this way. Imagine he's
I don't even
critiquing
know.
the next Shakespearean story or whatever. It's like, guys, just read the diction. You know, just get... Can you just understand Shakespeare? If you can't, stop complaining, okay? Even if your English reading level is not that high. Stop it. Just don't tell me. I don't want to hear about it.
Could you imagine,
Okay,
like, 1583? Oh, silence, thou mouth, Henry, and just enjoyeth the next Shakespeare play, Much Ado About Gay Sex. And you're like, no, Marguerite, you doth protest too much. I will critique this play. No, just switch thy brain off.
Look, if I care any less, I'm just gonna get some rope and like this is not.
But the
Well, if my
argument.
good friend Bumbarine complains too much about the movie I want to enjoy, I will just not invite my good friend Bumbarine back to the movie watching.
Yeah. It's like we have the
Simple.
most violent, gory Shakespearean play, but who cares if she just gets raped and loses her eyes and tongue? Like, who cares? That's not important.
Yeah, who cares about like a movie like Cutie? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares if the king eats his son's bodies in a pie? Like, who cares? It's not a big deal. Like, stop talking about it. It's not a big deal.
Can we get along?
Can't you just enjoy it?
But yeah, this really is just turn up. Listen, movies are so bad nowadays. Just become brain dead, and you'll enjoy it. And that's how we should be with stuff. It's like no.
Yeah, he hasn't said just be positive, but that's what it amounts to. But it's taken in such a literal, minimized way that you're just eliminating any form of critique. Even though he says, "Well, critique is fine." But when I do it, you can't be negative, and neither should you. And you're like, what?
No.
I don't think this guy would notice a good movie when it bit him in the ass.
I don't think he could.
Yeah.
There's no conceivable way if you can't be critical.
Has he watched a good movie?
I don't know. I wanna know what he thinks of The Name of the Rose.
Maybe it's when he's exercising and something makes him like not do his next rep. Therefore, he stops and looks at the film and goes, "Ugh."
Why do you keep thinking this guy works out?
Because he's not paying attention to whatever he's doing on the film.
He's probably cooking or watering his plants if he hasn't.
Maybe.
Yeah, you are right, Eric. He is probably being cooked while he's watching the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no one got the pun. That's terrible. You suck.
Yeah, the British love for puns is not the same in the rest of the world, unfortunately.
That's a great pun. You just. I'm disappointed.
Okay. Let's continue.
Was pretty. Seeing it in IMAX blew my mind. Stop trying to take that away from me. Fuck. Although, if
We're not. In fact,
No one is taking that
I
away
don't
from
care.
you. Like you gotta have that memory for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I'm glad it got taken away. When I watched Age of Ultron, I'm glad people pointed out how fucking dog shit that movie was.
Maybe
Thank you.
Maybe he feels bad that he spent so much money on IMAX. And he's like, no, it was good. Those $40.
Hey, it happens.
I saw it in IMAX too because like my friend dragged me to the cinema to watch it in IMAX, and it was so bad. Like I had like those Marvel nerds sitting next to me, so like the entire experience was so awkward. Like he was so fucking fatso. Like imagine like the munching sound the entire movie, like oh yeah, like Thor is on the screen, like my boy, like oh my fucking god, I want to like fucking murder the entire scene.
Yeah.
It happens.
It's when
Hey,
I learned that these kinds of people are real, I understood that I may be a nerd, but I'm not that kind of nerd.
Yeah.
We're not this bad.
That's the point when you realise, my God, you really don't have sex, do you? Oh.
All right. Here's Legacy, the $4.99, because we're on a sale tonight, so $4.99. Even if I go brain dead, I'll still hate Phase 4, especially Loki. It was so bad and filled with nonsense. Give me Avengers EMH Loki again.
Yes, please.
Emergency medical hologram. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
We want to keep going.
Is that like the Doctor from Voyager?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I that was a good joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this.
So we're at 8 minutes and 44 seconds.
8 out of 10.
Do you want to keep going?
Might as well.
Let's finish this shit forever. And never
Yes.
look at it again.
Okay.
Let's finish it and bury it in the
Like,
yard where
put
it
it on
belongs.
like speed 2 or something.
Oh, good idea.
Oh God.
Maybe not that fast. 1.5 is pretty quick. 1.25? Yeah, let's try that.
He is Hispanic, so like he's gonna be like on 2 already. So.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Hey, I resent that.
All right.
I don't care. I'm racist.
I don't resent it. Thank
That's
you,
great.
Mark.
I love it. All right.
Appreciate it.
Let's go.
See,
If you're a
Eric
fan
can
of my
fish.
channel, now's probably the time where I need to eat my crow.
Oh,
I know I'm a hypocrite.
Okay. Wait.
Okay, here we go.
That is unexpected.
That was a change.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You want to stop.
Oh, what is happening?
Can we just
yeah.
end it? Please end the video
Yeah,
now.
end it here.
what
End
is
it here.
your
I changed my
worth?
mind. I'm not racist anymore.
Okay. I'm okay with ending it here, guys. Are you guys done?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done. Let's watch memes.
I think this is a wonderful frame to stop on. Like what? Why did we watch this?
Yeah, let's keep that as a thumbnail if possible. So.
Yeah.
Will that be okay with YouTube? I mean, mommy YouTube?
Yes.
It's not, well, I don't know. If I say the word nigger now, will it get like pulled?
Whoa! What are you doing?
What? You didn't say nigger? What?
All right, everyone
well,
say
we're
nigger
banned.
for Hawk's benefit, just in case we forgot not to say it.
I was
Anyway,
gonna say, did we ever get an answer to there's no problem with modern movies?
I don't care. I'll be honest with you. I just like came out of the watch together. I don't care anymore. He's literally said I'm a hypocrite. Okay.
Same.
all right, let's get going with the stream memes. Well, there's a lot. Let people enjoy things. No one who had good taste would say that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone likes bad movies, like Indiana Jones and the Last Pastry. What?
What? I love that dog.
That is a happy puppy.
I'd love
Sorry,
the whip.
Indiana Cheems. I'm sorry, Cheems.
Oh, fuck, man, that is such a beautiful movie poster.
So gold.
It just works.
Beaming. It's like
I
you're looking
forgot how
at
beautiful
like a
that movie
religious,
poster was.
a religious icon of some sort. Anyway.
The dog has the whip and he whipped D or something.
Oh my God! It's John Halo. Oh,
Is John Halo?
wonderful. Eric, what do you got for me? Whoa! What is this?
This is from
The
the new Shrek
Halo.
movie.
The new Shrek movie?
Oh,
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
Shrek movie.
That guy has
Coming
extra
back.
short legs. My God, the CGI is bad.
That is going to hit that
That
lamp.
hand is clipping through his leg.
That is terrible.
Alrighty.
That is horrific.
Endgame completely
I can't
skipped
masturbate today.
over Bruce and Hulk's development into Professor Hulk just for him to dab. You don't have to read all of it. Okay. What is that?
What is that?
I don't know.
Was that when he was fighting another personality?
Where do you think you're going?
Yes.
What is that? Away, Brian. I can't take your craziness anymore. Your attacks on Bruce, it's over. What? Okay.
That's a Grey Hulk.
This is all in Bruce's mind, don't you know?
I'm home. Jesus.
Okay.
Virgin MCU Mam Hulk and the Chad PS2 Jack and Daxter?
What?
How does that work?
Wow,
Does anyone know?
that looks good.
Just PS2 graphics? Is that it? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
I already made a flamethrower for Whisp.
Excellent.
I think you're pushing
Nice.
this a bit far with the
Why is Witch black?
I wonder who invented we need to launch liquid fire at people in war. That would be really effective. It's like,
Liquid.
The Greek.
the Greek, yeah. Oh, Mark, that's a good screenshot. There we go.
That
There's Jay.
looks like a Renegade cut imitation.
Yeah, don't ask questions, just consume product and get excited for next products. That is like one of 17 different things you can get from this guy, from what he's trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
more
it
bullshit.
is. LRBO.
Nintendo Labo.
Oh,
Labo at least was a creative idea.
You bet it was shit.
Yeah, but how much was it priced? I forget. Wasn't it a bit too high?
60 or 100.
Yeah, if you think about it, if you look at it from the parents do something with their kids' perspective, it's actually a pretty good idea.
You can just buy cardboard, you know.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
I'm very impressed that Mr. Diabeto embraced the meme that he has. I don't know if he embraced it or he was already it. I don't know.
He was already it.
Yeah, part of that I think is true. I just don't know what capacity. Lana, Cowboy Bebop X. What?
Oh God, please no.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness, no.
Oh no.
Is this plot?
I mean, I would say the Netflix adaptation is worse than this.
Okay, this is Batman.
This is from Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah, those crazy interviews are so dumb.
That whole story was just god awful.
Yeah.
Is this really 6 frames of him just...
No, 9 frames, like 9 panel.
It may as well just be 2
Alan
frames,
Moore.
but yeah.
Oh, 9. Okay, I see, yeah.
Among Us. Sus.
Are you okay? Nah, I'm living in a country run by the enemies of God.
Yeah, that's a pretty good descriptor for the woke crowd.
Okay.
The enemies of God.
Their own religion, their own god of their religion. Sure, okay. Interesting.
You can say that, yeah.
I was thinking more of 3 Houses, but you know, my video game brain takes over.
Fire Emblem. Moving on.
Oh my, yeah.
Ugly Sonic.
Where's this ugly Sonic animation from?
Let's not see.
It's from Chip and Dale.
Chip and Dale, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Gigaman, what's this from?
That's from Eric still.
Oh, it's that was gonna be the design, and people complained, and then they switched it back
Yeah,
to.
it's very clean.
I mean, the yellow just looks better anyway, honestly.
Yeah, it's more of a dark story,
Yeah.
very violent. This is like he's just a jock or some dude off the track or something. A little different.
I don't mind the design.
Yeah, that one's a bit gruff, a little tougher there. Yeah.
All right. Oh, this one from Kyogre's Hideout. Straight from the creator of Sonic himself, he disapproved of the original movie design. And I quote, from Yuji Naka, I think that if the image of Sonic's movie comes out so much instead of officially, butchered translation, it is strategically leaking, but if it is talked about in a bad direction, Sonic's IP will be dismissed. So it's good. But it's not. It could be fan-made, but I'd like you to wear gloves. Talking to Sonic. It's shocking that the bare hands are white. Yes, it was.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yikes!
That's how weird it looked. Yeah.
It's a strange blend of the fourth wall and bad design and trying to be realistic, and you're just like, yeah, this is not working.
I mean, part of what helped that design get changed in the first place was because, for better or for worse, the fan base has always been the fan base has always had a stake in Sonic's design, for good or for bad.
Okay, cool.
It kind of helped in that regard.
So here's some artwork from our resident cutesy artist, and did she do this, or did someone put the art or put the?
I think Matthews put it in there.
Yeah.
Fire guns.
Fire gun.
No, it's a fire gun.
Not flamethrower, fire gun.
No, it's a fire gun, and then there's a cutesy smiley.
Yeah, it shoots fire.
Where's the shirt?
Where's the trigger? I love it.
It's a cannon.
Are we the baddies?
It even has the backpack with the
around
tank.
your eyes.
I love it.
Silly kids with their animes and mango.
And mango.
Now I want a mango. It's been a while.
Here's the Matthews versus bots meme.
Oh, that's great. I love it. Love it.
Oh god,
Oh
what is this?
yeah. That's still happening to you?
Oh yeah, every stream pretty much.
Yeah, the bots, yeah. But the next
right
one,
now. It's happening right now.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah, well.
it's like the whole thing about when he brought up the Hollywood, like if we don't speak up, if we speak up, they're gonna consider their shit more, and I'm just like, no. The opposite is what's happening, and it's happening right in our faces.
So this is what happens when you replace the model of Buzz Lightyear with Earthworm Jim.
No.
Groovy.
Which might actually be pretty cool. I kind of like Earthworm Jim.
Yeah.
You are good at
Yeah, just don't look up the creator. He's a massive asshole.
Here's some burn heal for Kura after all the savage burns Whisp has been doing tonight.
That was so bad.
From Charmeleon of all things. Not even Charizard. He's not worthy of the final evolution.
Chainsaw Man.
Hey. Charmeleon is the meaner one, yeah?
The CW underage teens should not watch this anime because it's too much sinister and can literally cause you PTSD. Oh god. This is an anime only for grown-ups. I'm not even kidding. Like seriously? Okay, yeah, whatever.
The only thing I'm getting PTSD from is your misplacement of commata.
At that point, it's just a matter. At that point, it's just a matter of parents get good.
Is it really that bad? My brother's been watching.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He dies of cringe.
This is
Oh god.
the Hulk. This is that's Wisp. Sorry.
No, it says the Frog King from Shrek 3. He died.
Oh. No. I'm on the last one. The one with.
Oh, Wisp? What the?
I don't know.
Why is the head in the other
This
direction?
is live footage.
Live footage of Wisp.
Because
the original is looking into that direction.
Yeah, the original is pumped.
Alrighty.
I know you can flip it though, right?
What do I got? I got a super chat and a donation to read. So excusez-moi. From Steven. Thanks for the tip. The $3 tip. Look out. Talk about timing of this video. Was this timing based on the villain of Chippendale's new movie villain? Think Disney was tone deaf, coincidental, or mean-spirited for the way the villain was made, as in the new movie?
Mm-hmm. Who was the villain?
I don't know.
I haven't. Who was the villain?
It wasn't based around the TV show, was it?
Oh,
I don't know.
It's Chippendale and something. I don't know. What was it actually called?
Well, Chippendale's Rescue Rangers, which was a whole TV Saturday morning thing.
Hold on, I'm about to find out. Let's dive into this.
Oh dear.
Oh my God, Seth Rogen's in it. I'm not interested in this.
I don't think anyone.
Wait, as what?
Well,
oh no.
I don't think anyone on the panel can answer the question, so I do apologize, Steve.
Hell no.
Plot in a world co-populated humans, blah blah blah. What? Oh my. Okay. Oh my God! It's oh Jesus Christ!
What?
Chippendale are late 30s, well middle-aged chipmunks that are depressed. Great.
Oh god.
What?
I'm not even.
These fuckers can't tell any other story.
Right, listen to this, right? Chip and Dale meet in elementary school and, despite being outcast, become fast friends. Their friendship leads to the creation of the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers series, which becomes a huge success in the early 90s. They split up because Dale reveals he's getting his own show. 30 years later, and you're like, oh, Jesus. Dale is a successful insurance salesman, while... Chip is a successful sales insurance guy, while Dale spends most of his time on the fan convention circuit. It's like,
so it's not actual Rescue Rangers. It's this bullshit of it's actually just a show and we are just actors.
That is
It was all a dream.
I hate
We haven't done that
That is
before.
a joke you can do once. It was done in Looney Tunes, and after that, it's not creative
my
anymore.
God.
Yeah, that is a
oh my
meta
God, the
narrative.
bad guy. Well, the two are contacted by the old co-star Monterey Jack, who owes money to a criminal named Sweet Pete. Sweet Pete, an adult version of Peter Pan. I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, what the fuck is this movie?
Just don't.
It's
don't.
Disney, that's what.
I'm not
Remember what
interested
that
anymore.
guy said about cameos? Why can't you just appreciate all these cameos? It's like, this is a shit story for not kids, for some elitist ponce out. This is not even for like movie guys who are like, oh yeah, I'm really into like cartoons and really stuff from the 80s. No, this is for...
This sounds like some pretentious art student project.
Yeah.
What the
Who
fuck?
thinks he's super edgy and creative when this is just a cooked shoe song?
Supposedly Stinky Cheese is like their version of cocaine. Because Sweet Pete is a dealer and oh my fuck it, what is this? This is literally the entire
Wait,
plot of-
can you
the entire
read how
plot of-
ugly Sonic fits into the story? I want to know that.
It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
They
sound
make
um,
fun
like-
of him.
It doesn't
Yeah, okay.
sound like a kids movie.
Do you want to know the answer to why Ugly Sonic's
And yet
there?
it is.
Yeah,
Ugly Sonic.
I need...
Ugly Sonic is part of the FBI.
What?
Oh god, so he's a fed. Glowy.
Yeah,
He's a furry?
No wonder
What
he's
is
fucking ugly.
it is literally what?
Is he?
So
Is he voiced by Steven Seagal?
If only.
I'm trying to read the actual plot of this, and I'm like, I've just got to a sentence where it goes: the FBI, led by Ugly Sonic, arrived to arrest Peter Pan.
This is an epic movie plot. It's so dumb. They just have random
He finds
cameos.
You should,
That I actually want
Sounds
to.
like there's no plot. It's just things happen.
Yeah.
It's the bad version of Slice of Life.
Are we sure this is a kids movie?
Yes, unfortunately.
Doesn't sound like a kids movie.
No.
I don't know.
Think of
No, I
That's
think
that
like
part
it
it
was made
is.
for the people who used to watch those cartoons when they were kids.
yeah, it's like the Wreck-It Ralph 2 / what was that movie with all the video games in the virtual world? They just slam...
Wreck-It Ralph.
Well, no. Yeah, that
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One meets Wreck-It Ralph 2 with Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
oh my god!
Oh, it's a crossover then, Smud. So you can't criticize it.
It's such
Yeah,
a
but
mishmash.
There's also Muppets in this.
What?
Why the Muppets?
There's a character called Borgenson the Cheesemonger, a Muppet henchman for Peter Pan. What the fuck is
Wait,
going
they
on
already
here?
have-
Smart, do you mean the Venture Brothers?
Maybe. This because we saw the clips, right, where they had different animation styles. Like Roger Rabbit would have, this person in black.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
have all these styles of animation, and they just throw them together. And now they have the Muppets. So do they have actual live Muppets?
Yeah, they have the actual live Muppets. Yeah,
Wow, that's weird.
Do we also
This is-
have
this is-
Boondocks?
this is really really weird because you've got a Muppet, a motion capture Viking dwarf, and you've got Mantis and
Are they trying to imitate?
Rogan also reprises his role as Pumbaa from the 2019 live version of The Lion King.
So they have to have different animation styles there for the different characters.
See,
It sounds like a cheap ripoff of Gumball.
Yeah, it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
With all kinds of cartoons from the 90s and possibly the 80s.
Oh my god! What the?
Will
God,
Arnett is Peter Pan.
Oh my god! Non-Disney characters in the movie include 2 characters from the 2019 film adaptation of Cats. Oh my god! Blaster from the Transformers.
What?
Main 6 of My Little Pony. Randy Marsh from South Park. Fuck. Detective Flores from Big Mouth and McGruff the Crime Dog.
Oh no! This movie that must not be watched. This sounds like absolute cancer.
Why is Peter Pan balding?
Oh, you know what? Let's just stop. Let's just stop talking because we have no idea about this film, and now that we've learned it, we don't want to know anything more.
Oh my god! I honestly, I swear to God, this is one of the worst things I've ever had. The entire plot's on Wikipedia, by the way. If you just want to read through it, it is insane.
How is this allowed to happen?
Anyway, we have one more super chat, and then we'll call it a night.
Oh my
JJJ Madness, thank you for the 5. It's bad enough to be a hypocrite, but it's even worse to realize that and do nothing about it. Yeah, he put this into his video.
Yeah, that's just sad.
That's like saying, "Oh, by the way, I'm a murderer. Let me talk about that." It's like, no, you don't do that, sir.
I'm not going to redeem myself. Wrong. Isn't that great?
If you're making a video on YouTube, you're usually arguing for something, and then you say, "By the way, I'm a hypocrite." Then you're like, "Okay."
Maybe he comes around in the next 5 minutes, but we will not find out.
And we don't want to. So
bad video structure.
Anyway, that was a strange one. That was I like the premise. I like the discussion because this is what we do a lot of when we think about what's good. Whenever your brain starts saying, "Is this?" You're eating food. You're going for your second rep or your last rep of your exercise or whatever the mental strength you use to think about something that you know of already. And you go back on your memory and you go back on your willpower and you think, can I really perceive this well? Am I doing it the right way? Can I do one more? Can I taste it again? Can I perceive it properly? I want to give it a fair assessment to do the right thing. And this guy's like, yeah, just stop that. Don't think. Don't use your experience. Don't use your knowledge. Don't
think, just go.
just think good thoughts. Think whatever. It's better than not having a movie. Apparently,
right?
You could sit down and not do stuff, but instead you're watching a movie.
Just stop caring. Just stop caring about your own life.
And technology, life is beautiful. Technology is awesome, and Hollywood's a big machine. And don't worry about it.
Yes, the typing.
I'm still just reeling from the learning what the Chip and Dale movie's about. It's okay.
What a disaster!
So I was really looking forward to that movie. I honestly was.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Because Rescue Rangers was cool.
Well.
But you see one frame of that movie and it's just, oh no. No.
All right. Well, if you guys
the moment I heard Big Mouth, it's over.
Be my guest. Check it out. We did not send you. We do not recommend checking it out.
Just watch the original show. That's much better.
Yeah, I remember watching
the thing is,
with gummy
the
bears.
Entire synopsis. Yeah, the entire synopsis is on Wikipedia. Read it for yourself, but just don't.
Do not spend money on this.
Yeah. Anyway, I do need a drink because it's getting warm, and I've been talking for a while. And we could have gone a little longer if the topic veered in the direction of critique and techniques. He did not do that. He just complained about things he liked.
But no, it's just, why can't we get along?
Yeah. So I wish we had more to say. But sadly, he's not a very serious fellow when it comes to talking about media. He just sees one side to all things, which is not what you do. You have to be honest with your audience and yourself, and point out the good and the bad. If you don't do that, well, that means you either have a perfect film or a perfectly bad film, and none of those things exist. So.
But he is honest. He said, "I'm a hypocrite."
See, that's like saying, "Hi, I'm a liar." That's like, by the way, I'm a liar. I'm going to tell you the truth. You're like, "Oh, what?" So yeah, that's a good time to stop, I think. From an intellectual perspective. So anyway, thank you guys. That was a full panel. Always nice to have you on. This was Gingaman's suggestion, so thank you, Gingaman, for finding it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
it literally came out yesterday. I've been subscribed to this guy for the longest time, but this take, I was just like, no.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh,
I think if I ever come out, like at my older age, if I ever come out with a video like this, like, guys, just chill out, just enjoy life. Life is short. Just like tell me.
Should we just put you down or something?
As I'm dying from cancer, yeah.
I'm not sure what to do, but just tell me off. Just tell me I'm wrong and prove to me why. That would help.
If you had made a video like that, I'd be ringing whichever old people's home you were in, saying, "Yeah, he's got out again.
Yeah.
He's doing it."
I found someone's internet connection and video editing software.
Why? Yes, the elephant tranquilizers will do this time. Just.
I think there's that Patrick Stewart movie called The Safe House, and he just gradually goes senile. And there's like a scene where he dresses up as a Jew.
What? What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Help.
Jew cap over his bald head.
Oh, God. Anyway, thank you, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Tomorrow we're doing something special. We're doing a Smud talk about... I don't even know what we're doing about. I know that...
It's a mystery.
I know that Hawk and Eric are involved. That's about it. So we'll find out.
Yes.
Oh, I wonder what that could be.
It can only be a million number of things. I couldn't tell you. So
I can't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, thank you guys. Have a great weekend, great long weekend here in North America, and we'll see